It's actually a great question. 2008 taught millions of retiring engineers, teachers, and other professionals a costly lesson that years of market gains can be wiped out in just weeks of market losses. Not a problem if you're 30 years old with a few decades to make it back, but not if you are in retirement or almost there. I like to follow the 30, 50, 70 rule. The closer you are to 50 or 70, then at least 30 to 50% of your money should be kept safe at all times, like in an uncapped, principal secure, next generation annuity. Come and see why.
Call leading annuity authority Steve Jurich now at 480-902-3333. Guarantees rely on the financial strength of the insurer, so compare with Steve. Call 480-902-3333 and visit iqannuity.com.
If you're worried about your investments, you're not alone. These are challenging times, but it's not time to panic. It's time to act.
Hello, I'm Mo Ansari, founder and president of Compact Asset Management. With over 40 years of experience in the financial markets, I've seen what panic, indecision, and bad advice can do to investments. When markets are up, especially when they're down, it is important to be decisive yet balanced. That's our approach at Compact Asset Management. Call my office today at pound 250 and say talk to Mo. We will discuss a proactive, balanced approach to your portfolio that can help safeguard your investments and keep you on track with your financial goals. Call pound 250 on your cell phone and say talk to Mo, and let's create a strategy for your investments today. Again, from your cell phone, call pound 250 and say talk to Mo.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor, funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA, SIPC.
If you're rolling over your 401k to an IRA soon, but not sure if you want to go all in on this crazy market, here's what many retiring professionals are doing. How about a safe and secure IRA offering a contractually guaranteed 10% income bonus that grows 7% annually guaranteed? Your income can double in 10 years. Meanwhile, neither your principal nor your retirement income is ever subjected to a market downturn. Even if the market crashes by 50%, you get the 10% bonus. Your income keeps growing at 7%, and your principal may grow without losses, uncapped. You go up with the index, never down, forward, never back. Get a 10% income bonus with a 7% contractually guaranteed growth rate. I compare over 1,200 annuities with a fiduciary duty and can help you retire and stay retired.
Guarantees rely on the financial strength of the insurer, so compare with leading annuity authority Steve Jurich now. Visit iqannuity.com, iqannuity.com, iqannuity.com.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it. All right, everybody, it's Monday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Keon Rose sitting there pushing the buttons, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And, before we get too far into the show, I have to, well, I got to say I did a bad thing.
Uh-oh. I did a bad thing. What did you do? I did a bad thing. Oh, no. Is this in regards to my Cardinals? Is this why the Cardinals got their asses handed to them? Is this what you're talking about?
I don't know. See, well, some people may say yes. Others will say no. But this Cardinals loss very well might be my fault.
Okay. All right.
So I have a sister who lives in North Carolina, and she's a big Auburn fan.
Okay.
And she's a big Carolina Panthers fan.
Okay.
Well, Auburn just, disappointed in a big way on Saturday. So I thought I would pile on. And so I texted her. I had in passing, made a comment to my wife. We should bet my sister on the Cardinals Panthers game.
Oh, no.
And she was just kind of like, huh? I got to go.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, she had left the house. My wife had left the house when I did this.
Yeah.
But I made a bet with my sister. Losers take a photo with the winner team shirts on. And, then we also send a big bag of pistachios.
Okay.
I did not consult my wife.
Mm.
She now blames me for jinxing the team. She says it's all my fault. How do you feel about that, being the other big-time Cardinal fan in my life? Do you forgive me my transgression, or do you say, it's no big deal, they were going to lose anyway?
Well, I mean, look, this as far as the Arizona Cardinals go, I have to say they just got their asses handed to them. They weren't ready for this game. Kingsbury did not have this team ready to go. They got out-coached. They got outplayed. The offensive line was not there. The offensive scheme was not there. They had no reason to lose this game other than they were not prepared. And that's my opinion. So no, Jeffrey, I don't think you jinxed them in any way.
Yeah, my wife does not agree with you, not even a little bit. She's was very upset.
I like Alex. She's very nice. But listen, I have to disagree.
And it made it worse if the Colts won. And that made it worse for my wife. And, so she's now like, I'm not involved with this bet. Why would you get me into this bet? And I was like, well, you said we could do something. And she's like, I didn't mean now I got to wear a Carolina Panthers t-shirt or something. And I was like,
she does? No, you do.
Nobody does. We hold it up and with our shame and show the picture, and then I'm mailing my sister and her husband the shirts and a big old bag of pistachios. The bag of pistachios came into this because I just like pistachios, and I thought for sure the Cardinals were going to win, and I just wanted some pistachios.
Yeah,
they're like $9 a bag, man.
But this does not involve Alex in any way, shape, or form. This was your bet. You're the one that has to wear the shirt. You're the one that has to take the picture wearing the shirt, and you're the guy that's got to wear the shame. You made the bet. I don't think
I made it on
to do with it.
Behalf of both of us. In fact, I found out later that my sister made that bet on behalf of her and her husband without telling him. So it was gonna go bad for somebody one way or the other. So it's my wife. For as much as she's mad at me, she never consulted. She was never consented, but she has said, well, of course we're going to make good on it because that's what good people do. They pay up their bets, and so. She ain't happy. Right, yeah. I think she doesn't care as much about putting the t-shirt up and having a picture taken with it as much as she hates the fact that the Arizona Cardinals lost.
Yeah. Now wait. You're saying you just hold the t-shirt.
Yes.
No, I don't think that was the bet.
Well, I thought the bet was we'd both be wearing it, but my sister wanted free t-shirts. And I said, well, we're not all the same sizes. So it's just a matter we have to hold them up and then they get the free t-shirts and the pistachios. So whatever the case, it might be my fault. And I'm sorry. I am sorry for you guys, the Arizona Cardinals. That was ugly, sad, and pathetic. What happened? It was like, what team are we watching right now? What am I seeing? Because I was even like, don't worry, honey, your defense is going to jump up. They're going to get it under control. Well, maybe not on that one. Maybe next time they're going to jump up. They're going to figure it out, get it under control. Well, maybe not that time. Maybe next time they're going to come back, get it under control. They didn't.
No. And that's what I mean. You had nothing to do with this. This team was not ready to play the Carolina Panthers. They were not ready. They were not jacked up enough to go out there and win this game. And quite honestly, I don't think they really wanted to. I'll be honest with you.
I think
they took this game off. It's a meaningless game. It has nothing to do with anything at this point in the season.
Well, every win matters when you've got the Rams that close in the division, and maybe you'd like to have some home field advantage later on. And
I understand that.
Can't say it doesn't matter. It matters.
I understand what you're saying, but the Rams always seem to figure out a way to lose games they shouldn't lose, and I have a feeling that's going to continue on. And look, they just brought in Odell Beckham Jr. Good God, they're just basically handing us the division by bringing in OBJ. They're just saying, here it is, just take it. We're going to bring in OBJ and pay him a lot of money and let him come in here and go ahead and just take it.
Well, let's just see what happens. He's playing tonight because of the unfortunate incident with Woods, but let's just see what happens. For all we know, that's going to be the difference maker for the Rams, and Stafford is going to go 8-bleep with him out there. Who knows? Because we thought for sure it was an easy win for the Cardinals over the Panthers. So listen, nothing makes sense this year. And by the way, this is the worst weekend of picks I've had in the history of me doing picks. I don't think I'll be the leader of the picks contest anymore after this week. I got like 5 right, and I've never done this bad. Well, you've done this bad, but I've never done this bad.
I have not had 5 picks. Like I've had more than that. I've 7 was my worst prior to this, so this is not good.
Well, whatever the case, this isn't about you, Keon. This is about me. I've never done this bad.
I'm saying that none of us knows anything is my point.
That's the only thing that might save me. I might actually hold on to the top spot because everybody else did bad. Why did everybody else do bad?
Are you sure? Are you sure?
The top score getter right now has 8, if I'm not mistaken. 8
Yeah.
wins
Okay. All right.
out of the entire weekend. So it's a rough week. And, some teams that should have won lost, vice versa. And the Cardinals are, gee whiz, right at the top of the list. And Christian McCaffrey being back, well, of course, the Cardinals, who had improved against the run as of late, I guess, asterisks, except for against Christian McCaffrey. And
well, this team was not ready for the Carolina Panthers. They were not ready. And I'm telling you right now, by watching this game, and this reminded me of the Arizona Cardinals from 1998. This team was absolutely abhorrent. They completely took this game off, and they were not ready to take on the Carolina Panthers. I can tell you that right now.
What is different this week from last week? Are you saying they slept on these guys, or I mean, what? There's not enough tape on the Carolina Panthers?
I don't know if they slept on them. I don't know if the Panthers got some rejuvenation because they got Cam Newton there, who ran around the end zone like an arrogant ass, going, I'm back. Got news for you, Cam Newton, you're not back. And this team is not going to go to the playoffs. And as soon as you get your ass kicked, let me hear you say that in your news conference when you lose. I want to hear you go up there and go, it was my fault. I want to hear that. I want to hear that because you're going to get your ass kicked somewhere down the road here before the playoffs happen. This is not a playoff team. But the Cardinals were not ready. They were not prepared. They got outcoached, outplayed, and as a result, they lost.
I agree with Randy that they weren't prepared. I think that what the Panthers were able to do is establish the run with Christian McCaffrey, which he's a different kind of back than the guys that the Cardinals have been getting better of going up against.
Right.
You know, the bigger bruising backs, the Cardinals have done a really good job of keeping those guys from just battering you and picking up 8 yards a carry. Christian McCaffrey in space is just death. And I don't know how you stop that guy when he's completely healthy. I really don't. But the other thing that they were really unprepared with, and why the Panthers looked prepared, was that they just watched Colt McCoy. They just let him throw, or they took away all the underneath stuff, and they just said, hey, beat us downfield. And Colt couldn't do it. Like he just, this is the reason why he's a backup quarterback, because he can run your offense fine for a week, maybe 2. But once people see him enough, you take that deep stuff away. Colt McCoy can't do anything.
You know what Colt McCoy is? He's a donut spare. He's not a full-size spare. He's a donut spare. You can't drive that thing over 55 miles an hour. Well, the Arizona Cardinals offense needs to go 100 miles an hour, and he can't do it. And, of course, Strebler, not any better. So the fact that Colt McCoy left the game with a chest injury, and then you had to go to Strebler. So here's the thing. A lot of people are saying, well, you know, Kyler Murray could be ready by this next game, but after that, it's a bye week. So maybe you don't. Maybe you go ahead and take the L on that one, too.
I think if Colt McCoy is good to go, he'll probably play. I don't think here's what I've been saying all along. I'll say it again. I don't think that the Cardinals want to rush Kyler Murray back. He could probably play this coming week against the Sea Chickens, but why? The Sea Chickens are they're terrible.
Well,
why play against the Sea Chickens? What does that prove for you?
Don't expect Russ Wilson to suck 2 weeks in a row. Then now talking about being rushed back, I think that after he got his hand back, he was not practiced in throwing with that new feel of the finger. It's just a slight little thing, but man, he was overthrowing receivers and just did not look good at all. His first time in his career, he got blanked by the other team. So yeah, that's a good example of why you don't rush a guy back. But this is also maybe an easily winnable game against a bad Seattle defense. And if he's able to go out there, it's like, okay, don't try to be too cute. Don't try to get too fancy with the footwork out there, but let's just be competent, get this thing done, get the W and go into our bye week. I think you'd be all right putting him out there.
You might be, and I can almost guarantee that this Cardinals team will be ready to go against the Seattle Sea Chickens. They will.
The defense had better be.
They know this is a conference game. They know that this is a team they need to put an ass whooping on, and they cannot let the Rams get too far ahead. The Rams, I anticipate, will win tonight. Maybe. I'm not going to say for sure.
Who knows? I mean, the way things have been in San Francisco, I might change my pick to San Francisco just because.
And that's what I mean. The Rams might win tonight, and if they do, they take sole possession of first place. So we've got a big game coming up here in December against the Rams at the Silver Nest here in Phoenix, which is going to be enormous for this team. But I have a feeling that if Colt McCoy can go, they might play him again this week against the Sea Chickens.
All right. I don't want to aggravate you any more than I have to, but here is the question. I'll ask Keon this question, and then you can chime in. Keon, did the Cardinals lose it because the defense, or did they lose it because the offense?
I thought they lost it because of the offense. They just never got going. I think that this team, especially if you're going to have Colt McCoy or Streveler be your quarterback, they need to establish the run. The threat of a guy like Kyler Murray running around and making all these plays, and with his tremendous arm talent where he can just put the ball downfield, and you don't have DeAndre Hopkins, and you're missing all of that vertical stuff.
Right. It almost forces you into a man situation.
Yeah. So they have to start the game running the football really well. I don't think that they did that very well against Carolina. Just really never got it going.
Right.
And then once they fell behind, they had to throw it. So I'm going to put this on the offense. The defense didn't play particularly well, but I did think that the defense made some plays over the course of the game to give them chances, and then the offense couldn't capitalize at all.
But it was 41-21 in the end. That means to me, defense did not show up as the Arizona Cardinals defense usually does. And I get it. The offense needs to keep the defense off the field so the defense can rest. But boy, look at how quick they turn things around. And Cam Newton was in the end zone easily both times that they were. First, they came down the field, got in the red zone. The second one was on a defensive takeaway, and they were just ended up in the end zone, and he was able to flip the ball. I mean, that sucked and I think it took the wind out of the sails of the Cardinals defense pretty fierce. I think Cam Newton getting those 2 touchdowns just took it out completely away from the Cardinals defense.
Well, if that's all it took for this defense to get the wind taken out of their sails, then these guys need to pull on their big boy pants and say, look, we just got beat by a team that brought in Cam Newton, a 2-time MVP, a guy that's gone to the Super Bowl, the guy who's a freak of nature. This is all he did. He ran the football into the end zone one time on a play we weren't prepared to defend. And he also threw the football on a play we weren't prepared to defend. That's the bottom line. If you look back, those are the 2 scores to me that got this team. And if they got down because of those 2 plays and they did not play 110 after that, we got a problem here. Yeah, Houston, we got a problem.
Well, I think it was also maybe a little bit confusing for the defense when they go PJ Cam, and they were like, okay, what the hell has happened? I think it did. I think it was unsettling to the defense to suddenly see different quarterbacks in there.
Yeah, and that might be but these are professional football players. These guys should be ready to go. And shame on the defensive coordinator, Vance Joseph, if he was not a guy that had this team look. Breaking news, Cam Newton is on the team. This is what he likes to do. This is the way he likes to go. They're probably going to do this. Look for this, prepare for this. Here we are in practice. We're preparing for the quarterback to flare out on a naked bootleg and go into the end zone. Prepare for that. They weren't prepared for that.
They weren't. And I agree with Randy on that too. So Vance Joseph, it doesn't take all the responsibility for this. He's not out there missing some of those broken tackles that, quite frankly, I almost threw my phone at my TV because I was just watching tackles just be broken left and right, and just I didn't understand it. I didn't understand what I was looking at. However, Cam Newton, when he was in New England, did not look great a lot of the time, but he always looked fantastic on the goal line. That was the one thing. They always just ran it with Cam. They didn't even use their running backs once they got inside the 5. There was no point. Cam could walk in. So the fact that you didn't realize or didn't think or didn't scheme for Cam's going to probably be used here because it's not a big playbook. It's just a couple of goal line plays they'll probably give him. The defense didn't look like they were prepared for that.
Right.
That sounds like a Vance Joseph thing.
Yeah, it is. It was just ugly. It was bad all around. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for your lie of the day. Cam Newton says,
"Lie of the day."
Yeah, Cam Newton says it's not about me. Yeah. Okay, Cam,
please.
whatever you say, man.
Before or after you were screaming, "I'm back."
He says, "I'm here for a reason, and that reason is to hold everybody accountable." No, it's not. I'm no different than anyone. Have you seen the way you dress? And I want people to hold me accountable. No, because all you do then is pout. I think the thing I've learned is growth. And who cares who gets the glory? Is that why you ran around high-fiving everybody saying, "I'm back, I'm back"? When you get a game like this, we all win. What a load of poop.
Yeah, look, this game was on the calendar for the Smock and for the Carolina Panthers long before. The Smock and the Carolina Panthers have had the Arizona Cardinals numbers. I said it in my rant on Thursday afternoon. I said this team has had some sort of magic potion to beat the Cardinals. I don't care who the head coach is. They have decimated the Arizona Cardinals. Now we're moving on. We are now moving on to the next game, which is the Sea Chickens, and we are going to attack that game. Here it is. I blame the Cardinals for not being prepared. I blame Cliff Kingsbury for not being prepared. I blame Vance Joseph for having a defense that was not prepared, and I blame for the team for not executing the plays. We got our asses beat. Now let's take it like men and move on to the next game.
All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, we have a lot of people on the text line with a lot to say about these Arizona Cardinals and other things. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update. Heads up, sports bettors. Right now, you can try VSiN All Access free for 30 days with no credit card required. Visit vsin.com/free month to sign up now. Here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
NHL, only 2 games tonight. The Red Wings plus 105 money line at the Blue Jackets at minus 125, over under 5.5. The Islanders plus 115 at the Lightning at minus 135, 5.5 total. Monday Night Football, the Rams undefeated on the road against the 49ers, winless at home. LA a 3.5-point road favorite, the over under 50.5. NBA odds for Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert, the odds on favorite plus 300, followed by Anthony Davis at plus 400, Giannis Antetokounmpo at plus 650, Bam Adebayo at plus 800, and Joel Embiid at plus 1,400 odds. For the 6th man of the year, Tyler Hero plus 100, Carmelo Anthony and Montrezl Harrell each at plus 1,000. For vsin.com, I'm Trey Westerberg on Arizona's sports betting station.
When it comes to NASCAR, everything comes down to time. How fast can you get it done? Built, official partner and protein bar of NASCAR, is a tasty option when you're on the move. Hi, Randy here from the Race Setup. And if you have not tried a Built Bar, you are missing out. This protein bar does not taste like a protein bar. It tastes like a candy bar. Just grab a Built Bar when you want something fast and just so delicious. If you go to Built.com to get yourself some Built Bars, use code Randy10. You'll get 10% off your order. Code Randy10 at Built.com.
Providing you with the latest sports news, commentary, and analysis.
So I am holding out, much to the chagrin of my dad. Don't be greedy. My agent says, so here's the deal. We're all right with the signing bonus. We'll get a little more there. But what we're fighting for is the 3rd year and $20,000 on the 3rd year.
What does your father say?
When it was all said and done, good job.
Jacobs and Helly on Arizona's new home for sports. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona's sports betting station. And tonight, Rams at 49ers. You think you know what should happen, but after this weekend, who the hell knows what will happen? Be sure to tune in and see what goes on there. It matters for your Arizona Cardinals because
you'd like to see the Rams taken down a notch, especially since you just did. But this is a divisional game, so it means even more. So be sure to tune in 5:30 for Monday Night Football here on 1580 The Fanatic. Let's get to the text line. Mars 805 says, "Happy Marley Monday." Wait, is it his birthday? Wait, why is it Marley Monday? What's going on? Is there something I need to know about Bob Marley? He says, "I spend my Mondays with some Bob Marley." Oh, well, it's just your
Happy
Marley.
birthday.
It's not actually his birthday, Randy. Yeah, he says he listens to Bob Marley every Monday until 3 p.m.
Happy birthday.
And he says it was a sad weekend, but at least the Lakers and Duke won. Oh, fantastic. But so
Happy
did the
birthday.
Suns. And he says, 805, please, and great show. Thanks, Mars Bars. Appreciate that. Fed fan says, "Yep, it's Jeffrey's fault." That's right. Well, I blame the defense first, then the offense and the special teams because they're wearing the same uniforms. But yeah, she does want to blame me for jinxing the Cardinals with that bet. She says, I told you guys this was a weird football season like 9 weeks ago. Yeah, nobody has disagreed with you, Fed fan. Absolutely right. It's a weird season, even weirder than last year. And it's weird how home field advantage don't mean nothing this year.
Yeah.
Mr. Wilbur says, "Randy, I don't mean to interrupt your rants or nothing, but 1998 was the year the Cardinals snuck into the playoffs."
Well, I mean, the Carolina Panthers have had the damn Cardinals number. I don't care who the head coach is; they've had the Cardinals number, and it was proven again this weekend. There's some sort of magical mystique, some sort of thing they have coming into play, the Cardinals, whether it's here at home. Remember Cam Newton's rookie season? They came in here and they played and they won, and they shouldn't have. So listen, bottom line is, all I'm trying to say is not a big deal. Number one, Jeffrey was not wrong. B, number two, the Carolina Panthers outplayed the Cardinals, and the Cardinals got their ass beat. That's all I'm trying to say.
Well, that is absolutely correct. Moist One says Cam Newton is back. There's no denying it. Okay,
Oh, please.
he's back as in he's back.
Yeah.
Can't deny that.
Yeah.
But I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens. Ron Rivera is saying that there's a very good chance, a strong chance, that Cam Newton will start next week, and I think that is going to be hilarious.
Wait, Ron Rivera?
Sorry,
Or-
Matt Rule,
Okay.
but he's facing Ron Rivera in that game.
Yeah.
Against Washington.
Yeah.
So, and they'll be ready for that. And I think what you're going to see is, Keon's team maybe having a little fun. That defense is doing pretty good lately. In fact, they did so good yesterday. They beat the hell out of the Tom Brady Buccaneers. How do you like that? Talk about weird, huh, Keon?
Talk about weird. Absolutely. Things I did not see coming. That was possibly highest on the list. I could not have imagined a world in which this football team got the lead against the Bucks, and then kept the lead because they played the Bills. They got the lead. They lost that. They played the Chiefs. They got the lead. They lost that. They play teams with elite quarterbacks. Eventually, the quarterback figures them out, and then they win the game. This team gets the lead and holds on to it.
Yeah, what's that all about?
How does that work?
10 minutes in the fourth quarter.
That was so exactly. So
your offense held on to the football for 10 damn minutes.
They get the ball. Dax Milne, Taylor Heineke passes it to Dax Milne, and he fumbles it. And the Buccaneers get it back, and Tom Brady to Mike Evans on the very next play is a touchdown. And so now they're only down 3. So I'm thinking, oh, this is where it happens. This is where it falls apart.
Yep.
Brady and the Bucks, they're coming.
It's what we're used to.
And then this team with a 10-minute, 19-play drive, which is the longest of the entire season for any team in the National Football League, spanning 80 yards, marches down the field and ices the game. And I didn't know what team I was watching. Maybe this was the 80s Washington football team that came from like a time machine with the actual Hogs led by Russ Grimm. I don't know. I don't know what I was watching. It's insanity. It's the most insane thing I've ever seen.
I came home from I was somewhere. I didn't get to watch a lot of football yesterday. I came home. I was watching Sports Center. Miss Kim had gone to bed. I was watching Sports Center, and when I saw this come on, and they started talking about the highlights, I stood up in my living room and I went with my fist in the sky, Keon, like that. And that is no lie.
So that's what that was. I felt that in my soul.
Oh my
I
God.
didn't know where that was coming from.
I was so damn happy for you. Yeah,
Yeah,
good for you.
I kind of had that. There was no way I was going to watch that game because I thought it was just going to be an utter curb stomp of poor
Yeah.
Keon's team. But I kept looking over at the screen because we have the two TVs, one for the game and then one for the DirecTV preview screens. I was like, what the hell? And my eyesight ain't what it used to be. I was like, wait, what? What? Oh my God. Yeah, it was great to see. Bad for my picks, but great to see Keon's team.
bad for my picks too. I didn't believe.
And bad for Bruce Arians' mood. Oh my God, he was salty at the end of that. He's not even messing around. And I think it happened around the same time last year where he threw Tom Brady under a bus. Well, he had the bus revved up and raring to go. And they're like, hey, it was about the miscues there with the receivers and stuff. And he's like, had nothing to do with the receivers. It was all Tom Brady. Boom. It's like, whoa. He's just blaming Tom Brady. And now I didn't watch the game, but Keon, is he right? Is Bruce Arians right? Is it all on Tom Brady?
I think he's trying to get a fire under Tom's ass because Tom was terrific.
So he's just talking crap.
He's just talking crap. Like Tom threw one really bad pick, but one of the interceptions wasn't even his fault. The guy caught it, and then it got punched out of his hand as he was catching it, and then it was just up in the air, and Washington intercepted it. That wasn't even on Brady. Brady threw for over 200 yards, threw a couple of touchdown passes. It really, I wouldn't put that on Brady at all. I don't see how that would be his fault. And there was one play where the receiver absolutely ran the wrong route. So I couldn't say that was Brady. No.
Well, he didn't just stop at Tom Brady. He then goes after the entire team by saying, we're a very dumb football team. He said, it has nothing to do with ability. It's about execution and being a smart football team. We're a very dumb football team. And that's a reflection on the coaches. Energy and passion, that's fixable. Penalties, they got to get corrected sooner or later. First play of the game, they're shifting and we jumped off sides. They don't even run a play and we jump off sides. The stupidity has to go away if we're going to go anywhere. Well, he ain't wrong.
No, there was about 4 offsides calls, including 2 on that 10-minute drive. That was a 3rd and 2. They jumped off sides, and then later in the drive there was a 3rd and 4. They jumped off sides. It just, they looked very undisciplined yesterday. But I thought the defense looked particularly bad for them at points, and I don't know. I blame the wide receivers quite a bit too. They didn't play well.
Moiswin says, "Rest in peace, Chase Young," and a couple other people are saying the same thing.
Yeah, Chase Young tore his ACL. He'll be out for the year. That stinks because he didn't put up the big sack totals, but he was getting a lot of pressure. But the defense is more than just Chase Young, so hopefully they can at least rally around that.
Gone too soon. Yeah, Chase Young.
Well, I mean, he's not dead. He's injured for the year, but he's alive.
Chase Young had so much in front of him, so much life left to live, so much more to give.
Well, I mean, he
was torn away way too soon.
He also
Chase
still
Young,
does.
2021.
Gone too soon.
He'll be back next season. It'll be surgery and rehab, but he's alive, guys.
If only we could spend more time with him before he left. Licky Lips Johnson says, well, there goes our season. Hope we can turn it around. He says, go Raiders. Yeah, that was that was bad. I had originally chosen the Kansas City Chiefs. Then on the show, I changed my mind to the Raiders because you guys just made so much sense. And gone. Yeah, so sorry, Licky Lips Johnson. It doesn't mean your season is over, and it doesn't mean the Chiefs are fixed. We'll get to that a little bit later on. Charlie Boy says, guys, Randy is right. Cardinals were not ready at all. Damn you, Panthers. Well, no, damn you, Cardinals, for not being ready, if that's what you're saying.
Wow.
Tiger Paws
word
says, Carolina has shredded us in the past, especially with McCaffrey. Our record against Carolina, not good. Well, this year it should have been. This is a game.
Should have been. Yeah.
It's not even shoulda, woulda, coulda. It's just plain should have. Blissful Hayes says, I don't understand how Kyler Murray got beat out at starting quarterback by Colt McCoy. Kyler is slightly better than Colt, and he's a little more athletic.
I hear what you did, and enjoy your whistle.
Harry Soap says, for Cardinal fans, the Niners have won 4 straight. Another win tonight for the Niners. Murray's status may depend on what the Rams do. Rams lose, Tyler might get another week off. So, yeah, that's 4 straight against the Rams.
Well, I would agree 110% with that. If the Rams lose tonight, I don't expect Kyler Murray to start this weekend. If the Rams win, well,
you got to get that W. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, we shall see. And the way this weekend has gone, anything is possible. Anything could happen. Boomer Sooner says, good Monday, gentlemen. Nice day here in the Valley of the Sun. I knew the Sooners ran a trap game with Baylor. They came out and rolled us. Man, we didn't look good at all. Like we were still asleep. No Boomer Sooner today, Randy, but I do need a stiff double of the best scotch you got.
Ooh.
Yeah, pour one for Keon after what happened to his team.
For Keon?
Oh, yeah.
The old Texas.
Oh,
we're talking college football.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
What part of that loss hurts the most? Is it just Kansas, or
it's the fact that they lost at home in Austin?
Or was it the overtime, give up the last 2-point conversion for the?
Pretty sure that's it. I think that's it.
Yeah.
They lost in Austin. Oh my God.
To Kansas.
Yes.
You know, the last time that happened, it was the 50s. It was the 1950s the last time that happened. So I'm so hurt. I don't even know where.
Let me tell you, Keon, you've come into my orbit, my gravity. You've come into my area, and let me tell you what happens in my area.
Oh boy,
you only get one thing.
Here we go.
You only get one good thing. I only got one good thing this weekend. My Indianapolis Colts won a game, which they were supposed to, much to my surprise. Okay, that was my one thing. My picks, garbage. My fantasy football, decimated. I had only a couple of players get more than 10 points, and nobody got more than 20.
Welcome to my world.
It was the saddest thing. A bunch of players who should have done much better. And of course, Moist One wins easily, and he's in garbage time tonight with a quarterback, a running back, and kicker or something. And it wasn't pretty. So I only get one thing. It's either I'm winning the picks contest, or I win a fantasy football game, or the Colts win. So you might want to factor that in. As long as you get the one thing, you had a good weekend. You got one thing. It was the Washington football team winning.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish it could have been Texas, though, because they're down a 5-game losing streak.
Wait.
Yeah.
Well, we got 2 things, actually. I got, wow, this is new. Colts and ASU won. So, Randy, that's your one thing. ASU won. Cardinals lost. Pretty sure you lost your fantasy football game. Pretty sure you did horrible in picks. So
no, I did great in picks.
Did you really?
Oh, I think I did.
No kidding. Good for you, man.
But I think I did.
I didn't see anybody doing well in picks.
Yeah, I got my ass kicked into fantasy football, but I you know what? I've accepted that, because that's what happens to me 3 years in a row now. I'm number 10 in the league for a reason, because I suck.
Well, at least you're not 11 or 12.
I could have all the best
12,
players, and the damn team would suck.
Randy, I'm just saying, be patient. King of Kitten says, sausages. Mr. Pringle says, just dumb-ass coaching for the Cardinals. You're playing with 3 starters out, down an early touchdown, and your coach decides to go for it on 4th down inside your own 50?
An early touchdown.
It's time to rise up.
It was like 41-0 at the end of the. Wasn't it something like that? I don't know. I gave up watching the damn game.
So
41-0.
My wife left the house.
It still wasn't your fault. It wasn't your stupid bet. It was just the Cardinals were not prepared.
And Mr. Pringle says, great win for the Washington football team, Keon.
Chamoy
says, why is Randy so salty? He's got multiple excuses he can use.
What?
I don't
about what?
But the Cardinals.
What?
He says you have multiple excuses you can use.
Oh,
so
yeah,
no
I guess Kyler being out, Hopkins being out. But here's the thing.
Well, I don't go with excuses.
This team is talented enough to have been competitive with the Panthers. If they were competitive and they lost, well, okay, you can roll an excuse or two out there, but they weren't even competitive. They didn't
Tell you
show
what
up.
I'd like to roll. I'd like to roll a big fatty and spark it up and forget this past weekend. That's what I'd like to do.
I don't think you should ever do that, seeing as you never have. I think it would probably have a very huge effect on you.
A big fat one, and just
please consult your doctor.
Inhale,
I don't think that's a good
over,
idea at all.
And that was it.
I
Just
agree with that assessment.
We'll have to get a spatula and peel you off a couch. Birds this afternoon, guys. Congratulations, Randy. Your fantasy team did better in Premier League than the Cardinals did. Kudos. Also need to congratulate Boogie and all the Lion fans for finally not losing. Not winning is just as embarrassing as not losing when it's a tie game.
I was that close to picking the damn Lions to win against the Pittsburgh
Doesn't matter.
Steelers. That close.
Yeah, me too, but it doesn't matter. You know why? Because it was a tie. So nobody gets it. It'll be marked on everybody's picks as wrong, but that just means nobody gets the point. So nobody gets a point for that one. So it has no effect on the standings.
Yeah, you should be able to click if you think it's going to be a tie.
That's very interesting, but nobody would ever do that because they happen so
son,
seldom.
And I'm going to see how much stash he's got, and a big fatty, a big Maduro, and I'm going to sit on the damn patio and just bake
Bob
myself
Marley Monday
away from this past week. Just bake myself away.
The ties happen so infrequently. Najee Harris, the running back for the Steelers, didn't know you could tie.
Yeah,
he's a rookie, so that's fair. Yeah, so he's coming from college and thinking, he, in his exact words, I was thinking we had maybe 2 or 3 overtimes. No, Najee, you have one.
Yep,
you have one.
I hate that it ends in a tie too. And that's not a very American thing. Not the way it should be. I agree. Definitely need to do something about the rules on that. Hey, maybe ease up on the taunting BS and maybe focus on ending this whole stupid tie thing.
Yeah.
Licky Lips Johnson says, we Raiders, we make the Chiefs look good. Sorry, guys. Moist One says, not a trap game for Oklahoma. What? 602 Pats fan says, good afternoon, guys. Pour me a shot of whiskey for the Patriots winning and Jacoby Myers getting his first ever touchdown.
Wow.
Yeah, you know what? They actually they look pretty competent. Is my imagination, or is Mac Jones just looking better and better every week? Is that my imagination? Is that about the matchups, or is he actually turning into something?
He's got something special to him. It's weird because you watch him and you go, there's nothing that he does great. He doesn't have the arm that Herbert has. He doesn't have the escapability of Mahomes. He doesn't have the speed of Lamar Jackson, but he just makes the right throws all the damn time.
You know what he reminds me of? A guy that wore number 12 in New England. That's who he reminds me of.
I was just telling my brother that yesterday. If you squinted at the TV, it looked like Brady was out there.
Yeah. He reminds me of a guy that wore number 12 in New England for many years.
You know, I'm sure Belichick and Josh McDaniels have a lot to do with that. You know, they're making him in the image. You know, it's like
you are right.
Somebody like old rich guys will do this. All this, like their wife is gone, and then all of a sudden there's another girl looks just like her, and it's amazing. Yeah. All right, we have to take another break. When we come back, let's try to do this in order. We'll take care of the text line, and then we'll get back and talk about every single game that happened on Sunday. And of course, we have Suns, ASU, other assorted things to talk about. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
When it comes to automotive repairs, where do you start? Been looking for a new home? Should you rent or buy? If you're looking for the latest trends in the automotive industry or real estate, look no further than the Drive Friendly Radio Show. Hosted by Steve, with over 40 years in the automotive industry, and Felicia, who's well established in the real estate market, you can get great advice and insight you can trust. You'll be smarter for listening, and maybe you'll have a little fun, too. The Drive Friendly Radio Show, Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
We're on a mission to connect every Arizona service member, veteran, and their families to the support and resources they deserve. If you or someone you know needs assistance with benefits, health care and wellness, employment, or housing, visit connectveterans.org or call 866-4AZ-VETS right now to learn more. This message is brought to you by the Arizona Coalition for Military Families, the Arizona Department of Veterans Services, and Arizona's Be Connected partners.
We all know that when we need service on our vehicles, having a trusted and reliable auto repair center is very important. Hi, I'm Stephen McCollum from the main event here on 1580 The Fanatic. And that's why I have all my vehicles serviced and repaired at Friendly Auto Centers in Mesa. Steve, the owner, and his team are experts in auto repair in a non-intimidating environment. Friendly Auto Center is a AAA approved auto repair center and awarded Top Shop winner. Family owned, with 19 service bays to get you back on the road fast with reliable repairs, backed by an exceptional warranty. Friendly Auto Centers offer a full range of routine auto services, as well as general repairs on any make or model passenger vehicle, RVs, and large trucks. Friendly Auto Centers are located at 5026 East Main Street in Mesa. Give them a call, 480-830-9377. That's 480-830-9377. Find them online at friendlyautocenters.com. Tell them Big Steve sent you.
Everybody, Mark Asher, about to tell you about my friends at Valley Medical Weight Loss. I love this company. I've used them. I have friends that have used them. A ton of weight has been lost in a quick amount of time and the right way. That's the important part. Look, they have 3 Valley locations, Tempe, Glendale, and Phoenix. So one is close to you, and they've been doing this for well over a decade. And right now you can get your first week, $31.95, absolutely free. Just mention Money Radio or mention The Fanatic, and it is on them. 602-441-3305 or valleymedicalweightloss.com.
Your home for sports.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
The Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Okay, let's get this text line whittled down. Get on to all these other games. I appreciate you not blaming me for the Cardinals loss, Randy. I do. I wasn't sure which way you were going to go with that. Wasn't sure.
No, listen, pal, it was not you. It was not
I mean, I don't hardly ever even talk to my sister, mostly because her husband's a doink. But, you know, and she lives on the other side of the country. But I thought, well, this might be a fun way to reach out and connect, and then make it fun, because everybody always says, "Oh, you know, when you got a little skin in the game, it makes the game more exciting." So I thought, well, this ought to do it. It didn't. It didn't make it exciting at all. It made it terrifying, because as I'm sitting there, all at my wife, even if she wasn't saying it, she was thinking it. This is your fault, man.
Now,
you
when
never
exactly,
made that bet.
When exactly, Jeffco, did you share with Alex that you had made this bet?
About an hour and a half later.
Before or during the game?
Yeah, it was before the game. Yeah, she got back. And I told her about it, and she was not happy then, and even less happy as the game went on. So
I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have done that.
I think the thing that you did wrong there was you signed her up for
Have you
bet.
been married? Have you been married, Keon?
No.
Well, you keep your stupid thoughts.
What I was saying, you signed her up for a bet. It's not. It's not the jinx.
What
The
you
jinx
think,
is-
Mister? I've never been married.
Okay.
Even though you're probably right. I don't need to hear it from you. No, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I should have. You're right, yeah. I should have probably cleared it with her first. But you'll learn something someday when some woman says, "Yeah, okay, I'll touch that the rest of my life." When that finally happens for you, you'll learn something that if we asked for permission for everything, we would never get anything done. We would never get anything done. You can't always ask the important things. Like, she shouldn't come home and you're like, "We got a llama." That shouldn't happen.
No.
Like some of the smaller things, you know,
right?
Yeah.
You get sometimes like, "Hey, my boss and his wife are coming over for dinner in 45 minutes." That's the kind of thing you can go ahead and do. You can roll with that. It's not advisable, but you can sometimes you just got to roll the dice, man.
Yeah. We sure do.
Okay, yeah, and you know what? You had a bag of pistachios coming your way if things went correctly, and it just happened not to.
Yeah, I don't get and then she didn't even care about the pistachios. She's like, well, what was in it for me? I'm like, well, I wasn't even thinking about you. So what is going to happen is when I buy the pistachios for my sister, I'm going to get some for us too. Why should we miss out on pistachios just because the Cardinals pull it together against a team they should have easily beaten? That's not my fault.
Agreed.
But yeah. So anyways, that happened. Let's get to the text line. And Papa Mike says 2 dominating forces destroyed the Cardinals yesterday. Panthers O-line that opened holes a bus could get through, and their defensive front 7 that would get at least 2 into the Cardinals backfield untouched, like within 2 seconds. How did you not have an answer for that? Was it just your tight ends just got bowled over, or the Cardinals weren't responding correctly to that rush?
I just think the Cardinals, again, I hate to use this as a crutch, but the Cardinals were not prepared. Even if they had their dominant offensive line there that has made battle against the Los Angeles Sheepherd and also the Titans, where they made it a street fight, these guys were not fired up. They were not ready to go. They did not expect the Carolina Panthers to come in and be this forceful. And that was a mistake. That was an overlook on the coaching part. And I just think this team was not prepared to play this game, period.
Booger Wolf says Sniff Dingleberry and the butt turds got exposed by a washed up Cam Newton. Go Niners.
Well, I don't think that was a washed up Cam Newton. I don't know about you, Keon, but listen, they did not expect Cam Newton behind center until late in the week when they made the announcement. And then the Smock brought him out there. The Dennis Smock brought him out there and put him in a couple of plays. This guy did nothing to win the damn game for Carolina. Let there be no mistake here. Cam Newton did not beat the damn Arizona Cardinals. It was the dental Smock and his wise coaching. Keon, back me up on this one.
And I agree. I don't think, first off, I don't think Cam Newton is washed up on the goal line. The way that we even talked about it when we were making our picks, the Cam Newton is washed up is his arm. It's not very strong anymore. That used to be, he was never accurate, but he doesn't even have a strong arm anymore. But you put him in on the goal line, that's still a hard thing to stop.
I could have done both those plays. You could have thrown me in there, would have confused the Cardinals defense. I could have ran it in on the scheme that play had been set up on, and I could have flipped that little ball the way he did into the end zone the same way. I could have achieved what Cam Newton did. Cam Newton is washed up. As Keon says, no arm. There is no arm there that can do what they need to do. So I think what they really did is they just found themselves a Taysom Hill. That's what they've done. He's a Taysom Hill.
Which is good to have if you've seen what the Saints get to do with Taysom Hill.
Sure. But see, now they know he's coming. Other teams will be better ready for it. It's like, okay, well we know exactly what's going on the minute number 1's on the field.
Yeah. But no excuse for the Cardinals. They should have got the news. They should have made some adjustments. They did not. They were lackadaisical about it. Look, every team that faces Carolina from here on out are going to play Carolina. If Cam Newton is the starting quarterback, they know how to defend that. The Cardinals just got caught in one of these weird oddities where he got picked up last minute and kind of thrown in there. The Cardinals weren't ready for it. So I blame the coaching staff. I blame Cliff Kingsbury. I blame the Vance Joseph, and I blame the damn the captains of this squad for not having this team ready to go.
Yeah, you should have been ready for Cam Newton because it's fairly easy to figure out what he is in about 20 minutes. That he's that he's two-dimensional, especially right now.
They had to be prepared for him. The thing with Cam though is just like he's still a massive person in incredible shape. So he's running into the end zone from that point.
I'm not an incredible person in massive shape, Keon. Is that what you're trying to say?
None of us
you are.
Because I could have done those plays.
You could have made that throw. But Cam broke 2 tackles.
I could have run that run.
He could have.
I mean, I'd probably need a half an hour just to lay there on the sidelines. And,
Cam broke 2 tackles on his way in there. What I'm more concerned about is all of the stuff that led up to them being on the goal line.
Exactly.
That was bad defense.
I still contend I could have made it.
Damn, exactly.
I don't know.
Spot on.
I could have made it. You know why? Because defense doesn't want to tackle a guy who's weeping. They're like, whoa. It'll be so off-putting, and I'll be lying there in the fetal position. Is it over? And then that's my tactic.
Oh boy.
Boom. Touchdown, baby. That's all I needed. I'm back. I'm back. Mr. Pringle says, pretty sure that Big Red missed Kyler a little bit. He says, I think it was Dave Wanastat during his Dolphins coaching tenure who said a punt is a good play. And he says, yeah, that's all he says. Chamoy says, I've never even knew that it was in the rule book. It's part of the rules, and we have to go with it. I was looking forward to the next opportunity to get out there and try to win the game. I hate to see what happens in the Super Bowl. I hate to see what happens in the playoffs to settle that with a tie. I think he's quoting Najee Harris there.
Yeah.
Hey, when you quote people, Chamoy, put on there that you're quoting. Because almost for a second there, I thought I was reading your text. Faded Hero Icon says, hey, Randy, you want a fatty? I got you with the best when I'm in town.
Oh, I'm so damn ready.
Dude, no. The answer is no.
Wait, hold on. No.
There will be no drug drop-offs at a radio station.
Absolutely not.
Patio
For
in about 10 minutes.
so many reasons. But I'll give you the least reason of this.
Wow.
Your team's still 8-2.
Yeah, if anybody
hold on a second.
They look like they were 2-8 this past week. They look like they were a damn loser team. That's
The
what
only-
they look like.
Yeah, you shouldn't even be in this pity party. Both Keon and I should be going, here. That's how that should go.
What are you talking about? Your team won again.
My
this
team
weekend.
stinks. Keon's team
Your
stinks.
team
Nothing has
has
changed.
now won, what is it, 4 in a row? 5 in a row?
I don't know how many in a
4,
row,
5,
but we're 5-5.
4, 5 in a row.
I think it's 4.
4 in a row.
No, we
There
got
you
5
go.
wins. We have 5 wins total. I
Yeah,
think.
but didn't you have 1 win and then a loss and then the 4 wins?
I'm not talking about in a row. I mean, just
I'm answering
period.
Randy's question.
We are 5-5.
Yeah.
I don't care about in a row.
4 in a row. I think your team is 4 in a row.
Yeah,
4.
Well, it just says that the
listen,
momentum
ain't
is in a
nothing
positive
good.
direction.
Ain't nothing good gonna happen.
What are you going to do this week when they win?
Be surprised again.
All right.
Who do they play this week? I don't even know who they play. We played Jacksonville.
The Bills
No.
Oh,
they play the
dear
Bills this week.
God.
in Buffalo.
That 4 is going to turn into a 5. Watch
No,
this.
no, it's not.
Oh, I'm not sure about that, but
No,
hey, look, you
no.
feasted on all the bad teams you could. You know, beat up on
No.
those guys. Now you get to
I'm
go.
taking the blue horseshoe this week against the Buffalo Bills.
I think you just put Carson Wentz on the injured list now.
No.
Just beat the rush. It's going to go badly.
So tired of the same
Zay, what same narrative? It's the damn truth, Randy. Zay says Derek Carr makes the Chiefs look good. He's 4-13 now against them. We don't know still what the hell's going on with these Chiefs. Everybody's like, hey, they're back. No, you're not. It's just, let's just see what happens.
Chiefs did what they had to do last night and took what Las Vegas gave them.
Mm-hmm.
The Chiefs did what they needed to do. They played like an NFL football team last night, and so did old number 15. The damn Raiders. Did you see Carr throw the ball up several times? Like, they were like playing 500.
Why?
Remember playing as a kid? You were playing 500.
Mhm.
Yeah.
One guy just launches the ball up in the air, and you catch, you get 100 points. That's
Sure.
what he was doing last night with the Chiefs defense.
And it was in situations where he didn't have to even do that. It's like, what the best?
Exactly.
And I swear I said why during that game more than any other game. And it's just, why throw that? What was the
I don't
purpose?
know. I see this happen with Taylor Heineke. I only expect better from Derek Carr, where there's a better quarterback on the other sideline. And there's just something that goes on in his head where he's like, I've got to do what that guy does. And that's the only thing I can think of that happened to Derek Carr, where he
What
was
a
just
joke.
watching Mahomes actually play well. And he went, I've got to do it. I've got to do what I have to do to keep us in this game. And he tried to do Mahomes things. But Derek Carr has his own skill set that he does well, that the Raiders are good when he does that well. He doesn't have to be Patrick Mahomes. He doesn't have to try to, but it looked like he was trying to, and it was
So-
not working.
Derek Carr, head case. Berg says, I wasn't going to bring up the Patriots till January. Okay, good. Blissel Hayes says there should never be a tie in a game. After overtime, teams are still tied. Night fight, 50-yard line. Terms winner. Like one person or more than one person. I think it's more interesting if it's like 3-on-3, 5-on-5, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Rusty Nut says Mac Jones had the highest IQ of all the drafted quarterbacks. Harry Soap says best part of the last night's Raiders game, Carl Weathers in a Raiders uniform. Ooh, went downhill from there, didn't it? Fed Fan says, I'm watching tennis while listening to you guys, and one of the ladies hit her doubles partner right in the back 2 times in a row. Man, I'd be pissed. I'm sure there's going to be a conversation.
Dick Whiskers says, after the big fatty that Randy's going to roll when he resigns to his couch, what is Randy going to be eating? I say the couch. It's going to really mess him up.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I didn't get to all the texts, but we'll see what we can do when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Business people like it honest and to the point. So here it is. Take control of your utility expenses by calling Harmon Solar right now. They can save you up to 80% on that monthly electric bill. Level your energy costs and protect yourself from inflation. There, Bruce Jacobs telling you straight and to the point. Here's more. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar at 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go online to harmonsolar.com.
Hey, team, we landed the contract.
Kaya's web design studio just landed the gig of a lifetime.
It starts next week.
Their staff needs to double before the dream deal becomes a nightmare.
Front end, back end, a project manager.
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Everybody, Mark Asher, about to tell you about my friends at Valley Medical Weight Loss. I love this company. I've used them. I have friends who've used them. A ton of weight has been lost in a quick amount of time, and the right way. That's the important part. Look, they have 3 Valley locations, Tempe, Glendale, and Phoenix. So one is close to you, and they've been doing this for well over a decade. And right now you can get your first week, $31.95, absolutely free. Just mention Money Radio or mention The Fanatic, and it is on them. 602-441-3305 or valleymedicalweightloss.com.
Airlines have just reduced their prices even more. Book 30 days in advance and save big.
Want the absolute lowest prices on your airline tickets? Then call the Low Cost Airlines Travel Hotline right now. For prices so low, we can't publish them anywhere. The only way to access our low rates and save up to 70% is to call. Save hundreds on your vacation tickets by calling right now. You can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go and pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
802-341-4535. 802-341-4535. 802-341-4535. That's 802-341-4535.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be signs that your digestive system isn't working at its best? But taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil supports your daily digestive health using a special plant-based fiber called psyllium. Psyllium works by forming a gel in your digestive system to trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Metamucil's gelling action also helps to promote heart health and slows down sugar absorption to promote healthy blood sugar levels. Start feeling lighter and more energetic by taking Metamucil every day.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. And your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose pushing the buttons, and you guys are in the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. Broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. I keep trying to get caught up on the text line, and I don't know if it's ever going to happen. May not ever happen. Might have to just take a moment, stop, and start talking about these damn games. I want to try to get done talking about all these NFL games. We have 1.5 hours to do it before the Westwood One broadcast starts of the Rams 49ers game on the Monday Night Football. So stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, let's see how much damage I can do and get this thing going. Caliban's cousin says Afghanistan, Vietnam, Korea. I think the U.S. is pretty good with ties. Oh, that's not right. That's not right. The U.S. isn't. Sometimes the United States government is okay with a tie. All those things. Well,
we could debate, but this isn't that kind of radio station. Mr. Wilbur says, Jeffrey, did you see that special text message that Steve Sarkisian sent to me and I forwarded on to you? Let's see. Steve Sarkisian. Hold on, Wilbur. I don't know what you're talking about. I'll have to take a look at that. Let me scroll back here in a minute. Hefty Lefty says the only thing that needs to be blamed for the Cardinals is the power rankings curse from that That's Good Sports. His curse is undefeated so far this year. What is That's Good Sports? Do you know, Ken?
I don't. I'll look it up, but I have no idea.
Big George says, hey, gentlemen, happy Monday. What a poop storm yesterday. Cardinals game was. First game I went to in nearly 2 years since before the pandemic, and it looks like the Cardinals team I saw play in 2018 when Sam Bradford was quarterback. Worst Cardinals game in 3 years. All right, so Randy, is that the worst Cardinal game in 3 years?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's what I said on Twitter. And by the way, Big George, Miss Kim noticed you on the Instagram up there with your brother, and she said it's so good to see Big George. But anyway, yes, I would agree with Big George 110%. Absolute horrible. Just walking around like with their mouths open, not knowing what to do. They have no game plan to stop. They have no game plan to score. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Fed fan says, I feel bad for you, Jeffrey, if you took the Cardinals defense. Yeah, I'm the real victim here, if we all think about it. I put the Cardinals defense against PJ Smuckers or whatever that kid's name is. It should have been easily tons of defensive points. No. I got 2. Thanks. Let's see. Big George, I wish we'd been able to hang out while you were here. Against the Spread says, this NFL weekend was fantastic. Bears didn't lose, and Green Bay easily covered 3 points. Papa Mike says, if Murray and Hopkins were playing yesterday, score would have changed, but the loss would still happen. Panthers just played very well yesterday.
Well, I mean, I don't know about
that.
I don't know about that. We'll never know, will we? Because they were on the sideline.
Yeah. Robert in Surprise sends over a Raiders sign that says, days without an incident. 4. Mr. Pringle says, picked up the habit of golfing this fall. Part of this frustrating but relaxing habit is enjoying a good cigar. Can Randy recommend some delicious cigars for us in the fourth dimension?
Well, I'm enjoying. It's called a Master Blend by Oliva. 3 different tobaccos blended together perfectly by the tobacconists at Oliva. So there's one. Black
Nice.
Market has another one. It's a very good one. There's one from my father that I like. I can't remember exactly the make of it by my father. If you go to your tobacconist, they can help you out and tell you. But
your tobacconist is not the guy at this 7-Eleven.
No. You go to a real tobacconist. Gosh, there's so many. I mean, go in and try something and see what you like. But the Master Blend by Oliva, that's the one I'm stuck on right now. That's what's in my humidor.
Miss Springle also says Big Red just didn't have the protect this house mentality. Inexcusable. On the next week. By the way, can I tell you, I did giggle. I saw the Protect the Nest ad for the Cardinals Colts game. Like you're going to get overrun by Valley Colts fans. It's me and maybe 2 other people. There's not like a ton of Colts fans here you need to protect the nest from.
Well, I mean, come on.
If anything, Cardinals fans will be bringing along a Colts fan just to laugh at them.
There was a lot of those damn Carolina fans there yesterday. Did you not see Cam running around the stadium acting like an idiot?
Anybody, you listen, Cardinals fans a lot were probably putting their hands out there too, just like, I want to get a hand play from somebody. That's not like they were Panther fans. I think there was way more Cardinal fans in the stands.
I don't know.
All right, people who were at the game, what do you think? Tell us what the ratio was. The realistic ratio of Cardinals versus Panthers fans. I had to cough. Moist One says, I'm with you, Randy. Well, my team sucks, even though they have a winning record. He's quoting me. Yeah, I guess we don't have a losing record, but 500 is not a winning record either.
I keep trying to tell you, Jeff.
500.
Your Colts are better than you give them credit for.
Let's have this conversation next Monday.
Okay. All right.
Boomer Sooner, thank you for that. Hamilton Porter says, you think the Cardinals game was bad? Did you see the end of the Lions game? All right. Well, we got to
Hoorah.
talk about this eventually. So let's talk about
I
this.
mean,
What
come
in
on.
the hell happened? Did anybody
I
actually watch that bleep show?
No, but I saw the highlight. Oh, come on.
I didn't
man.
watch
There
the
were
game
highlights?
directly, but I had the
Oh.
red zone on.
God.
When were they in the red zone?
I mean,
The red zone channel is more teams in the red zone, and then if some of the other games are on commercial break. Yeah, no, I'm just saying when they're on commercial break, then they just show whatever team
just
is
desperately
yeah.
whatever is happening.
And,
okay.
And so and especially the end of that game because it was overtime, so every possession could be the scoring possession.
I mean,
But
these
it's
guys, the Lions, and I want to believe in the Lions, Boogie. I really do want to believe in the Lions. And I thought this guy Campbell was going to come in and change the goal. Oh my God, they can't even. Their field goal kicker sucks. Hell, I could have made that same kick. Did you see how horrible that kick was? Put me out there with my 59-year-old leg. I bet I make the damn field goal. Oh, geez. What a terrible attempt.
Yeah, I
Holy
like
cow.
how Dan Campbell's like, all right, I'm taking the reins myself. We haven't been able to get much done. I'm going to do the play calling myself. And of course, Goff is not bright enough. He's like, I thought he did really good. It was good. I thought he did great job. I just thought he did good.
Mouth breather.
I like what else is he supposed to say?
He didn't do good.
You can't when the head coach takes over the play calling and it blows. Like you can't say, well, the head coach just shouldn't have called the plays that badly.
Did you see? This is my question for all Detroit Lion fans out there, all two of you. Did you see the size of the placard that Dan Campbell was holding? And it was full up on two sides with plays. Here's the problem. If I'm the coach of the damn Lions, I've got like maybe 5 plays with 5 variations easily on a card like this. Easily. Okay. Play number 1. Okay. Or play number 4. I'm not trying to. Oh my God. He had a placard that was like 12 inches wide.
It
and
was
11 inches high.
It was
and
like,
it was full on both sides. These guys can't learn that many plays.
It was
This
like
is
the
Detroit
cardboard
Lions.
diorama when you were a kid and you had to make like a science fair project and you had the
kidding
cardboard.
me?
Yeah, it was just a giant sheet. Like it was, and the
You know,
plays
did you
were not
see it?
working.
You see, you turn around, it was like all those weird fat numbers and letters from It's a Beautiful Mind just floating and flying through the air.
See, I could take 3 of us, and I think I could win at least 3 games with the Detroit Lions. And it would be like not even an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. I would put it on a 4 by 6 card. The plays. That's it, and I would just hold up 4. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think you could win 3 games with this Lions team because I don't think anybody could win 3 games with this Lions team. I think if you brought back Vince Lombardi from the dead and had him coach this Lions team, they couldn't win because they're a deeply, deeply untalented team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they don't have talent. Their
And we just
quarterback-
learned the same thing about the Steelers.
I mean, the Steelers, when they have to turn to Mason Rudolph, for as bad as Big Ben has been, I don't even like, you can't play him. Colt McCoy will win you a game or 2 as a backup. Mason Rudolph cannot win you football games. He just can't. He doesn't have the ability to do it. And actually, the Steelers do have talent on that team, but he's an anchor. So you just watched a team with no quarterback and another team with an average quarterback maybe in Jared Goff, but nothing else. DeAndre Swift had a fantastic game running the football.
Sure.
I'd have just turned around and given it to him 60 times in the game.
130 yards and 33 carries. They did hand the hell out of it to him, but even that wasn't enough.
I'm going to go out this week and I'm going to post it on the Twitter so Phil can see it. I'm going to get a damn Detroit Lions hat and I'm going to wear it so Phil can see it.
Get a head start on the whole thing.
It's done. I mean, listen, it's week 10. They have 1 tie. They're not going to have a winning season. Clearly, I've lost a bet, but I'm a man of integrity. I will go get a damn Lions hat and I will wear it and I will post a picture so Phil can suck it.
Hamilton Porter says, believe in the Lions. Jared Goff had 52 passing yards at the end of regulation. 52. I don't think I could win 3 games with this team in Madden. If you put the skill level on rookie, I couldn't win 3 games with this team.
It wouldn't be possible. There's no talent.
Wing Guru says the Cards got outworked, outcoached. If Cliff is going to go for it on 4th and 1, why not use James Conner? Total head scratcher there.
Yeah.
Papa Mike says it's about a 70-30 ratio of Cardinals versus Panther fans. Really? I was surprised. 30. That's amazing. That's more than I saw myself.
It didn't show on TV. So.
Yeah. Hefty Lefty says Salty Senorita in Old Town Scottsdale is the official Colts bar for the season, Jeffrey. There is one? Huh. I should go there. Ooh. Well, once my wife is done being mad at me for making that bet about the Cardinals, maybe I'll see if she wants to go down there with me. I think I did a remote broadcast from there one time many years ago. Is that the one that has like the thing open up like you know what I'm talking about. Blissel Hayes says dominating and impressive win. This is just sarcasm for Carson Wentz and the Colts. Wentz deserves to be in the Colts Ring of Honor. Yeah, shut up. King of Kitten says, Jeffrey, I think you're going to be surprised by the amount of Colts fans that'll be at the game on Christmas. Yeah, I would be. How many Colts fans do any of you guys know but me?
Well, I won't be there. It was announced this weekend. My stepson came to town, and he now has a girlfriend, and I've been replaced. So I will not be going on Christmas Day to the Cardinals and Colts game.
What? So we're going to go with him, and he says, by the way, I have a girlfriend, so you're out.
Yeah. It's basically the way he said it. Yep.
Wow.
Cards Chappie told me that I need your ticket. I have a lady friend that's going to go with me.
You know, women come and go, but
well, I know.
Stepdads are for as long as you can take it.
That's what I tried to say.
Yeah.
As he handed me a full bottle of whiskey, Basil Hayden.
Well, at least he gave you.
But he said, listen, maybe this will make the pain go away. I won't be at there.
It's a little bit. That's a little bit nice, but still, yeah.
I know.
That's rough.
I know, guys. I know. I got replaced by a lady.
Sorry to hear that.
I'll be watching the game on TV like you, Jeffka.
Swearing and throwing things occasionally?
No, I'll be probably just having fun drinking my Basil.
Yeah, just drink the whiskey.
Yeah.
Hamilton Porter says, I already read that. Mr. Pringle says, who's in last place in the NFC West? And
bitch pigeons.
Well, I can't read it the way he said it, but yes, you are correct. 602 Pats fan says, Myles Garrett sure made sure to knock any of that talent right out of Mason Rudolph's head, didn't he? Seems like it.
What little that was there in the first place. Yeah.
So how brilliant is Bill Belichick? He has
starting to show it, isn't it?
He has. He's got his wide receiver lines it, right at the end of the, and he throws a check block on a couple of times. He's on the ground. He doesn't know what the hell happened. I thought that was hilarious. I'm sorry. N'Keal Harry just put him on the ground twice in the game. I thought that was funny.
Do you know what he's talking about?
Yes, in the
Patriots-Browns game. In the Patriots-Browns game.
Well, I got that.
Belichick used the receiver to chip
N'Keal Harry.
To chip out Myles Garrett.
Myles Garrett.
And so because you don't expect it, he just basically tripped over him. It was just like
so he ran over like and he's like, what the hell?
So instead of getting to the quarterback and instead of getting to
he was dealing with
N'Keal
Harry.
Yeah, he's tripping over N'Keal Harry because he literally doesn't see him.
He just basically slowed him down just enough.
No, he put him on the damn ground.
I mean, because he just
N'Keal Harry put him on the ground
because Myles just didn't. It's like he didn't even notice he was there.
It's like being tickled by a butterfly.
If you're not at least lineman sized, I don't even acknowledge your existence. And he just
listen, man. N'Keal Harry's a big dude, but he just turned to his left and hit Myles Garrett as he started to take a step and put him on the ground. And then he went out and ran his route.
Well, he ran away is what he did.
Yeah, I mean, N'Keal Harry is 6'5", 230, so he's not a tiny guy.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah,
I mean, come on, that was
he did it twice. That's the part.
Go back and watch that tape.
Oh, that was fantastic.
Fed fan says, Randy, do you need help hiding a body? I'm a retired Teamster. I have a shovel. Whose body? Who do we need to bury? What?
I don't know.
Big George says, thanks, gentlemen. I came into town because my dad is in the hospital and he's having surgery today. Did not originally intend to be in town this last weekend, but it worked out where I could go to the Cardinals game with my brother. I'm still in town right now, and Randy, give my best to Miss Kim as well.
Well, thank you, Big George, and all our best to you and your
Yes,
dad.
absolutely. 888-368-1580. So, all right, let's start getting into these in order. Dak Prescott and the Cowboys just completely destroyed the Falcons. Of course, Cordell Patterson didn't do nothing, which is one of the big reasons I've lost my fantasy football, and I think a lot of people did. But just it was bizarre. I mean, you don't get too surprised that CeeDee Lamb goes crazy or that Dak Prescott plays well, but you do get a bit surprised the Falcons crap the bed so mightily. What in the hell happened? To the Falcons? Did Matt Ryan get hurt or something?
No.
Well, he threw a couple interceptions, and then what did they put in Josh Rosen?
Josh Rosen did throw 6 passes.
It would not surprise me to see Matt Ryan call it a career after the season.
After that game, it was bad, 43-3. It was horrific, and you didn't expect to see that after. Dak Prescott's game back last week was, a little bit of the rust on the old guy. And, but just to see the Falcons get dismantled that way, didn't see that coming. All right. So, yes, my Colts, here's the thing. Can I just say, they were like, why is Jeffrey such boo-hoo? His Colts team is 5-5. He shouldn't be so whiny. But you guys remember something. They barely won against the Jaguars. You want me to be happy about that? They barely hung in there to win. If it weren't for that strip sack, I don't know where we would be right now. The Jaguars were going nuts on the run game, 179 yards. Colts couldn't stop nothing on the ground. Colts just were it was bad. It was a bad game. Thank God for Michael Pittman. Thank God for Jonathan Taylor. But outside of that, it just that's not something to be happy about, especially now they got to go see the Bills in week 11 and Tom Brady and the Buccaneers pissed off Tom Brady in week 12. I mean, just as they start to get their stuff turned around, like I need that like a hole in the head.
I don't know that
they gave
the
up
Buccaneers
500 yards to the Jets last week.
I don't know that the Buccaneers have got their stuff turned around.
I'm not saying they have, but by then they will is what I'm trying to say. This is following the same blueprint for the Buccaneers last year. They start out pretty nice. They have a little trouble. Bruce Arians starts bitching in the press. Next thing you know, everything's back to normal. So guess what? Week 12, that's when everything probably goes back to normal for the Buccaneers. That's just great. I can't wait.
I believe in your coach. I believe in your team. And I think the horseshoe gives them a good game, and I might pick them to win.
Frank Reich believes, he says, well, why can't it be us? Why can't it be us that takes over the AFC? Because you picked up Carson Wentz. That's why.
Oh, boy.
Do I need to say more than that, Frank?
Look, I think Frank really thinks that Carson Wentz is playing decently and coming along. And of course he does. That's his guy. He's going to believe in him. He's going to buy into what Carson Wentz is bringing to the table. But I have been pleasantly surprised by the Colts so far. Yes, even though they should have beaten the hell out of the Jaguars, they did make big plays in big moments. And if they keep playing like that, they're going to have a puncher's chance in a lot of games.
Okay. Well, okay. Everybody can just kiss my ass. And next week, when the Colts show up exactly the way I've been complaining about, and you see what I see, then you can all come around and say, wow, Jeffrey, you're right. What were we thinking? This team is as bad as you've complained about, and we're sorry. You're all going to apologize because you're going to see the Bills are going to absolutely destroy my Colts. I'm not happy about it. I don't want it. I'm still going to root for my Colts to win, but I'm telling you, I know what this team is. They struggled against the Jaguars. Why do I need to say more?
The Bills actually lost to the Jaguars.
Okay, here's the difference. For the Bills, it was a bad game. For the Colts, it's every week is like this. That's the difference. Well, the Bills won't struggle next week against the Colts. I'll tell you that much. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll pick it up. We'll talk more about the other games that happen on Sunday. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Kevin Harlan here from Monday Night Football and Westwood One with a preview of Week 10 primetime action. It's Jimmy Garoppolo and the San Francisco 49ers taking on Matthew Stafford and the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams are 7-2 and have one of the top offenses in the NFL. But Stafford says last week's loss to the Titans proves that there is room for improvement.
I basically spotted him 14 points. I mean, can't do that in the NFL. Just wasn't good enough early in the game. Turnovers really, killed us, and those are on me. So, if I clean those up, and I know I will, I got a lot of confidence in this team to go out there and play some, really good football.
Can the 49ers marquee defense deal another loss to the Rams? Join me and Hall of Fame quarterback Kurt Warner to find out when the 49ers host the Rams on Monday Night Football.
Remember to listen to Westwood One's exclusive coverage of the NFL all season long, right here on 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports.
Hey, frequent heartburn may keep you from running your A game, but it doesn't have to anymore. Join the Prilosec OTC 2-week challenge. Just go to prilosecotc.com. You'll get $3 off to get you started, plus 14 days of tips, tricks, and reminders. Just 2 weeks, zero heartburn. Go to prilosecotc.com and sign up today. Zero heartburn is possible with Prilosec OTC. Used as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief.
Napa know-how. When you buy the Napa bag for 99 cents, you'll get 20% off 3 or more items. No other bag saves you 20% on wipers, premium oil, headlamps, and more, which makes the Napa bag the best bag in the world. Sorry, handbags, man bags, punching bags, bagpipes, and even you, bags under the eyes. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating locations, does not include taxes and fees. Advertised sale price not available in some states. Offer ends 11/30/21.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But when you save on gas, you pay for with your electric bill. And with all these things plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly bill? Well, you got to call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
If you're not spending every waking moment checking us out online,
You better have a good excuse.
yeah, we've loaded up our website with the stories, pics, video, podcast, commentary, and more. The kind of stuff you love.
Hey, it takes a lot of time to post all this junk.
And you'll love every bit of it. Very well.
Or at least most of it.
It appears that the website has become alive.
Hit it now.
It's on the internet.
1580thefanatic.com.
Hey, Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic, Arizona's sports betting station. Wednesday night, GCU basketball is back, and they are heading to Prairie View to play a game. And then they come back again next week for more fun on Monday, where they host Wyoming. It's a whole lot of GCU basketball this season right here on 1580, The Fanatic. All right, so some word coming down the pipe. And, of course, Baby Got Dak is a Cowboys fan. And she says, hey, happy Monday. I'll tell you what happened to the Falcons, Jeffrey. Dan Quinn and the Cowboys defense came out and kicked the crap out of Matt Ryan. Wait, Dan Quinn, that's right. He got the team ball at the end of the game because he knows all of Matt Ryan's secrets and weaknesses because he used to be the coach of the Falcons. That's dirty. I feel like that's dirty.
The
used,
Falcons fired him.
He used all his knowledge to destroy Matt Ryan.
Dan Quinn is your quintessential. Never hire him as a head coach ever again. But coordinator, that guy knows his stuff. And the Falcons, he knows that team.
The defense for the Cowboys had not been great in the last few weeks. Suddenly they are. Well, yeah, he's really good against this one team.
No, the defense for the Cowboys this year, look, they've been
hit and miss.
Hit and miss
is the word you're looking for.
But last year they were dreadful. He's made an improvement on this team. There's no doubt about that. The difference between this Cowboys defense last year and this year, they'll ask every Cowboy fan out there. They'll take this hot and cold defense as opposed to the defense that they had a year ago, where the secondary couldn't stop you, me, Randy and like 7 of our closest friends. It didn't. They had nothing going for them, and now they do. And then, of course, he plays a team that he coached. It's going to be even worse.
The easy one for him. Chief Skulls Burner says Matt Ryan sucked. That's why they put in Rosen. Football yesterday was a bit of a twilight zone. The way good teams just played horrible and vice versa. Yeah, absolutely right. And I didn't watch the game, so I thought, well, maybe Matt Ryan been hurt. What other reason could you possibly have to throw in Josh Rosen, who did horribly? But Matt Ryan, you pulled him out of the game on 2 interceptions. That was the story. They pulled him because of 2.
You don't want him to get hurt.
And I believe that there was a fumble too. And there was 35-7.
So he just
that's when they yanked him, because it was just like, you're not coming back in this. You're getting obliterated. Let's not get Matt Ryan killed. We've got plenty of season left. The NFC South is weird.
Yeah.
We might be able to do something. Let's pull him before we get him hurt.
It was so bad. Brian Hoyer went in for the Patriots with 8 minutes left. He's like, this is what it's like. Oh my God. But you're right. Bill Belichick has groomed Mac Jones. That's what the trade up was for. He sees his next Tom Brady.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're ever going to look at Mac Jones the same way we did Tom Brady, but put a few rings in them fingers. I guess we might, huh? Bill Belichick said, it was a really great day for us. Fantastic. He played well.
We're on to Cleveland.
So many outstanding plays and players and preparation. Put everybody and where they need to be.
Yeah.
It was a great day.
Everybody did their job.
Don't interrupt me. It is a great day for us here today. And just kind of big plays and
everybody did their job.
Don't interrupt me. Big plays and so many different people.
Jobs were done correctly.
God damn it. Don't interrupt me. Yeah, that's about it. It was a bleep stomp there. By the way, Troy Hill out of the hospital. He's on his way back to Cleveland if he's not there already. Troy Hill, well, that was a scary looking piece of tape right there. They had to take him out on a stretcher. He hit his head trying to make a tackle, and he'll be all right, but at least he's out of the hospital. The Bills, who, they've been hit and miss. That's another terminology, I think, right there. Well, they were all hit yesterday, 45-17 over the Jets. Still don't think Salah can be on a hot seat. I feel like he can be on a hot seat.
Even after a year. Come on.
Boy, it looks bad. Boy, did it look bad. And he did not look good as a coach. A lot of bad decisions on that one. But bad. Mike White's done, by the way. He's done.
Well, so guys, I mean, come on. You are a rookie coach. You take over a bad team. So let's use Salah and the Jets. This is a bad put together team. Don't you have to give them like 3 or 4 years to get this team turned around?
No. I mean, no.
Really?
I think you have to go more than one for sure.
You give them one draft,
maybe two most. Wow. But right now it's such a bad optic. You got the idea. It's like, even if we had some better players, I don't know how good this coaching is going to be.
And I don't know how you can tell that, like that's very hypothetical. When you talk about,
so you're saying that no matter what play he called, the talent was so lacking for the Jets that they couldn't even achieve the simplest of plays. There's a coaching problem
accurately
there.
described the Jets for like the last 15 years. Yes.
Salah made some bad decisions in the course of the game that even the lackluster talent they had there, it could have been done differently and might have had more success. I'm not saying a win, but you could see the weakness in the coaching ability in the way that game was being called.
I just don't know if you can condemn him for that, knowing that he's a rookie head coach. Like, this is part of the stuff that, like, for me, one of the things that makes me absolutely furious with teams is when we start talking about putting coaches on a hot seat when you hire a rookie head coach to turn around a bad football team. you had to know this was going to take time for both the players and the coach. If you wanted a veteran coach, you should have hired a veteran coach. If you wanted a guy that wasn't going to ever make mistakes and missteps play calling, you should have hired a guy that was never going to make those mistakes.
Okay.
And that's not what you did because you're the Jets.
So, respect to Robert Saleh. He seems like a good coordinator. Okay. I think that's about as far as I'm going to go on that. But when it comes to teams like the Jets, when you've got a crap team, bring in a veteran coach, because at least there is a history that this person actually does know what they're doing. And once we get our act together, can achieve something. But you're right, Keon, with a big question mark. Now you're sitting there going, is he a bad coach or is this just the talent on the team? You can't properly decide that, how the coach is doing because you have such a crap team. So fair enough. But then here's the problem. You're a crap team. You bring in a brand new head coach. Now you've got to give him more than 2 years. You feel like you got to give him more years. You're like, well, we don't know really what he is. Maybe we get better players. Now it's like, okay, we have some better players, but is it enough? If you have a good coach, all of the focus can be put on getting the right players and being able to evaluate your talent for, is that a good player or is that not a good player? Now there's question marks all over the place because you could say, well, it's not the coaching because the talent. And then when you're evaluating talent, you're like, well, if that had been coached differently, maybe that player might have done better. That's a nightmare for any general manager or set of scouts.
Yeah. See, there you go. And I think if I'm the owner of the Jets, I've got to get rid of the scouting staff. I've got to get rid of the general manager. I've got to get rid of the president of football operations. I got to get rid of the coach. And I got to fill all those positions with guys that are like-minded, that are going to work well together, that are going to bring talent in here to help this team be better.
To your example?
Well, I don't know who. I'm just saying, if I'm the gone are the days of guys who own teams just firing the manager or the coach because it's his fault. It's not his fault. It's the guys that built the damn team. It's the scouts. It's the GM, it's the president of football operations, and it's the head coach. If I'm the owner of a team, if I pay several $1 billion to have a major football team here, like the New York Jets per se, I'm clearing everybody out of there, and I'm starting from scratch.
You see the one good example of how to do it right, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they brought in Bruce Arians. They started to make some changes in some of the personnel, some of the coaching assistants and stuff like that. First year, all those pieces are put in place. Now you're looking at all of that talent, and now you can interact with the GM and say, okay, clearly this quarterback is a problem right now. We need to do something a little bit better.
Exactly.
And you can
all
start
the parts
to assess
have to work together.
Right. So that's exactly what I'm saying. With experienced coach hire, now you can focus on the pieces and the players and stuff. So yeah, now it's too late, Keon. You're right.
The bad team version of this is my Washington football team. You bring in Ron Rivera so you can evaluate these players properly and go, okay, if they stink, well, they stink, but you know that the coaching is at the very least competent,
but he still has a history of making some questionable coaching decisions. But in general, to get your culture right, to get your your situation better. Yeah, he's a good choice.
Yeah,
but he's not going to take you to a Super Bowl.
No, but at least you can start to build a team and go, this is the beginning of evaluating our defense, evaluating our quarterback,
bringing grownups into the building.
Well, yes, and I agree 110%. But Washington, did they bring in a new general manager?
Yeah, they actually have two.
Although that's not always necessary. Sometimes it's just whatever position up the ladder has to make the right decisions on, and if you're a mediocre team, you can bring in a new head coach and that can have a good effect on some of the better pieces of talent you might have on the team. But if you're a horrible team, bringing in a brand new coach and a brand new quarterback, it's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, I agree 100%. That's why I say, the Jets needed a clear house. They just needed to fire everybody and bring in a team of people that work well together and see how they can build this team from the ground up. Because New York Jets need to build from the ground up, and whoever's remaining there from Todd Bowles needs to go away.
All right, so let me ask this: Sal Lowe was a defensive-minded person, or was he offensive?
He was defense.
Defense.
The Jets have allowed 175 points in the last 4 games. Are you really going to tell me that it's not, at least part of a coaching problem? 888-368-1580. Booger Wolf says Colt McCoy reminds me of Joe Dirt. The butt turds quarterback situation is laughable at best. The backup situation is not ideal by any means.
Who's the butt turds?
I think he's talking about I'm sorry. He said butt birds. That's what it was. That's what he calls your Cardinals.
Oh, is he?
I understand.
Booger
Wolf.
You know what Colt McCoy is. You've got a plan around that. He's a smart quarterback with some mobility, but he's got a limited arm. You know what that is.
And I understand his disdain for Colt McCoy. I mean, after all, last week we did beat the 49ers ass. That would be
for the second time
a season sweep of the 49ers. That's 2-0 against the 49ers this year. Thank you for your input, though.
Although now, as your friend, let me just say this. After last season, you knew it was a possibility that you could end up with some injuries coming to Kyler Murray.
Sure.
I'm surprised at the choices of backup quarterbacks on that team. I felt like you sent Hundley off, and he was a more comparable sort of style player
maybe
than Colt McCoy or Stroller.
Maybe.
So it's like you guys need to work on getting a better backup quarterbacks, in the future here.
He's 1-1. In my book, he's 1-1. And I don't put this directly on Colt McCoy's shoulders. Again, I would say this past weekend's ass kicking by the Carolina Panthers doesn't rest solely on Colt McCoy.
Listen, I'm not blaming him either. I'm saying he could be a great backup for Mac Jones, but he's not the same kind of quarterback as you need in this system.
I get what you're saying. And I'm not saying he's the right guy for this team. The bottom line is he's 1-1, and I don't blame him for last weekend's ass kicking at the hands of the Carolina Panthers. I don't.
No, there's a lot of blame to go around on that one. That's for sure. Random Texter says the Titans may be 8-2, but the current solo AFC West leader is definitely saying the AFC has not been decided yet. So watch out. 602 Pats fan says Matt Ryan is still living in fear from Super Bowl 51. Do you think that it's just that's in his head constantly every day?
I don't think so.
Seems like he's all right.
Yeah, it seems like Matt Ryan is fine. Where Matt Ryan lives in fear is that his offensive line is complete garbage, especially on the left side. He's constantly being hit from his blind side, and he has to rush throws that I don't think in reality he would like to have to rush.
I think a lot of it is his fear that he can't grow facial hair. A-Wings 22 says, Jets fan here, keep Sella and let him grow. The problem with the Jets is ownership. Well, you can't change that, A-Wings 22.
You can't change that, but you can change maybe the general manager, but the general manager brought in Saleh, so here you go. But he's been the general manager since 2019, and he's, between Gase and Saleh, if Saleh doesn't work out, he's 0 for 2.
Yeah, he says they've created a mess by hiring a GM to work with a coach they didn't hire. And then there's a GM over there who's in over his head. McGannon then got talked into Adam Gase by Peyton Manning. Let Saleh grow. How many of us are better at our job now than when we started? I am a better teacher now, 20 years than when I started. Yeah, but there is a very short curve for head coaching. And depending on the situation, you'll get a year, you'll get 2 years, maybe get 3 years, but you have to show at least improvement and ability. And, there are a lot of factors, A-Wings 22. I get what you're saying, but sometimes you can watch and go, that's just not there.
I don't know if we can see that with Saleh just yet. I don't think 10 weeks into his coaching tenure, you can necessarily tell.
I will let you say I'm right next year. How's
that?
But
I will agree with you that the window is fast for coaches, and it's even faster when you're in New York. Like the Jets always stink, and it doesn't matter. They still expect results.
Dick Whiskers says, don't feel too bad, Randy. Your stepson's going to be spending half the game probably answering questions from his girlfriend like, what? What's a legal formation?
That's true.
What?
That's true.
I don't get it. Booker Wolf says Colt McCoy reminds me of Joe Dirt. Oh, I read that one. Sorry. All right, we got to take a break. We come back. We'll keep talking games from yesterday. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
your favorite radio station.
And now you're up to date on the news. Stand by for weather and traffic right after this.
It wakes you up, starts your day, and keeps you informed as well as entertained.
You guys are absolutely the best.
How do you like to work here?
At The Fanatic, we're looking for commissioned sales reps to knock on doors, set up appointments, and extol the benefits of advertising with your favorite radio station. Send your resume to jobs at 1580thefanatic.com.
If you're age 62 or older and own a home, this message is for you. Reverse Rob here, Money Radio's expert on reverse mortgages. Learn how to tap the equity in your home and increase the quality of your life by earning tax-free income while protecting your other retirement assets. Join us for our free Second Saturdays webinar every month to learn more. This is not too good to be true. All you need to do is reverse your thinking. Call me today, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
Today, someone will clearly understand their doctor because they have an Arizona licensed American Sign Language interpreter at the appointment. Today, someone will use a voice amplifying device to have a meaningful conversation. Today, someone among the more than 1 million deaf, hard of hearing, and deafblind Arizonans will enjoy greater accessibility and effective communication thanks to the Arizona Commission for the Deaf and the Hard of Hearing. To learn more, visit acdhh.org, sponsored by the Arizona Commission for the Deaf and the Hard of Hearing.
Hi, this is Bruce Jacobs from my friends and former employers at ProCopy. For over 20 years, ProCopy has provided Arizona companies with the best office equipment available from companies like Ricoh. More importantly, they provide outstanding service after the sale with a 96% retention ratio and award-winning technicians. 3 years ago, they joined the Flex Technologies Group, an Arizona-based nationwide group of companies that share ProCopy's commitment to excellence. So if you have branches anywhere in the United States or just here in Arizona, you can get great personalized service even during the current climate. We use them here at the Fanatic and Money Radio KFNN, and they never disappoint because they remain a local company. They give back to our community by supporting ASU and the Thunderbirds through the Phoenix Open. The ProCopy Foundations has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars. That makes doing business with ProCopy good for your business. Just give them a call at 602-ProCopy. That's 602-776-2679.
When it comes to NASCAR, everything comes down to time. How fast can you get it done? Built, official partner and protein bar of NASCAR, is a tasty option when you're on the move. Hi, Randy here from the Race Setup. And if you have not tried a Built Bar, you are missing out. This protein bar does not taste like a protein bar. It tastes like a candy bar. Just grab a Built Bar when you want something fast and just so delicious. If you go to Built.com to get yourself some Built Bars, use code Randy10. You'll get 10% off your order. Code Randy10 at Built.com.
This is Brent Musburger, and you're tuned to 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic, Arizona's sports betting station.
Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. It was fun hearing Brent Musburger on the intro for Sunday Night Football. But yeah, just like the whole Carl Weathers thing, it did not go that team's way. Not even a little bit. Hey guys, on Thursday Night Football, we got the Patriots at the Falcons to see if the Patriots can continue rolling on. And then next Sunday, we got Ravens and Bears in the morning and Steelers and Chargers in the evening here on 1580, The Fanatic. I knew this was going to set somebody off. What Dick Whiskers said about your stepson having to spend half the game explaining to a girl what an illegal formation is, especially since my wife probably knows more about football than most everyone listening to this show right now.
Okay.
And of course, now that got the ire up on old Tiger Paws. She says, that condescending bastard. I know a lot more women who can run circles around dudes with their knowledge of football and other sports. If a girl's going to go to a football game nowadays, she could probably tell you. Well, Tiger Paws, yes, there are gals like you and my wife, but there's also gals who are completely clueless. And I think all Dick Whiskers was trying to jokingly say is that is the kind of gal that his stepson might get stuck with. That's all it was. I don't think that... Well, I'm not going to talk for Dick Whiskers. He might be just a condescending bastard. I don't know.
He should have known this was coming.
And I don't want
to
get in the middle of this.
From what I understand, she's a great gal, and I don't know how much she knows about football. We did not get to that conversation, but I understand she's a great lady, and she's going to enjoy her time. And I hope nothing but the best for both of them.
And she stands up at some point and goes, home run, dumper. That's it. Done. Just walk out. Just,
I don't think
maybe
it's
make her
gonna
find her own ride home. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen.
A-Wings 22 says not making this comparison, but Bill Walsh started 0-7, 2-14, year 1, 2, and then 6-10. So today's world, Bill Walsh may have never gotten the chance to be a Hall of Famer.
That's true. What about Jimmy Johnson? Wasn't he like 0-10, something like that his first year?
Was he? I thought he came right out of college, joined up at Jerry Jones, and whooped ass right away.
No.
It wasn't right.
It did take some time.
It took a couple of seasons before the team actually got it turned around.
Well, you listen to them tell the story.
Well,
yeah. All right. Fighting Wampa says JETS suck. Yep. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Fish Tank says, what a weird year for football. Do you remember a time that the Super Bowl was more wide open? Every contender has a glaring loss or two on their schedule. Ravens lose to the Fins. Bucks lose to the football team. Bills lose to the Jaguars. Chiefs have had a ton of problems. I have zero idea who's going to take this whole thing this year.
Yeah. But isn't it fun, though?
Yeah, it does make it. It's hell for every other aspect, fantasy football and picks. But yeah, it is interesting. It's made tonight's game, I think, a better game because originally you're thinking, I don't even need to watch this. Rams got in the bag. Now it's like, what bag? There's no more bag. Nothing is in any bag. There's no bag.
Yeah.
The hell happened to the bag, man? Freaking out.
It blew away.
By the way, Jimmy Johnson, first year with the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes.
1-15.
There you go. 1-15.
I think I wasn't alive yet. Gorilla Toe says, are we seriously are we seriously critiquing backup quarterbacks? There's a reason they're backups. No, I get what you're saying, Gorilla Toe, but when you do find a backup, you have to work to find somebody who you can plug into that style of play and system so you don't have to rework the entire scheme of your offensive line or the sorts of plays that your wide receivers are going to play. No, you're not expecting miracles, but you have to have somebody who at least can fit in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think Jeffrey is saying that as far as the Cardinals go or any other team, it would make sense to have a backup quarterback that would fit your starting quarterback. In other words, instead of Colt McCoy being the backup quarterback behind Kyler Murray, you would have somebody else that would fit that mold a little better. A mobile quarterback, a guy that can throw on the run, a guy that can use his feet to get a first down, a guy that can use his wheels. And Colt McCoy is not that kind of quarterback. But the thing is what we've seen right now across the NFL is you just want a guy that can come in there and deliver the offense, do a good job of managing the game, and try to get a win, try to salvage a win, or at least salvage if you're going to take a loss, let it not be something that's going to decimate your team or the confidence of the team. Just keep moving the football. Keep getting those first downs.
Yeah, I'm not going to critique the backup quarterback. I'll critique the GM for getting the wrong backup quarterback.
Yeah, I think that's fair, because the other thing that you can do if you don't get a quarterback that matches what your starter does is at least get a quarterback that fits in the offense of your coach. Yeah. And this is an air raid offense, and you went and got Colt McCoy, who Texas fan. Colt McCoy's my guy. He doesn't have the strongest arm. And this is an air raid offense. It's just why you force him to throw it downfield. It's a disaster.
Like I said, 888-368-1580. Intern says also there's some of us who are learning and ask questions because we genuinely want to learn the game. Oh no, intern, there's a big difference between a gal who's in the conversation, and it could go the other way. Some poor guy may have to be learning football from a gal. You remember Rosalie Michaels, her husband knows nothing about football, and she has had to teach him because he wanted to be interested in what she's interested in, vice versa. He's taken her out on motorbikes and camping. He's not an unmanly man. He just not really versed in the ways of football. So that happens too. So no, there's nothing wrong with if they genuinely want to learn and they're sitting there asking questions, that's great. But it is, and it can be annoying when it's just somebody who's just like, What's a fourth down? Oh dear God! Just don't ask me any questions. Number one Rattlers fan says we could get the guy who played Tattoo in Fantasy Island to back up Kyler Murray. No. He's dead, by the way. Chamois says, Randy, you just described Cam Newton. Cam Newton should be backup quarterback for Kyler Murray.
Oh, he can't be. He's the starting quarterback for Carolina.
Mm-hmm. Would you? How would you have felt if
No.
time? Yeah. Hitting the Nuts says a good backup quarterback for Kyler Murray would be Webster. Come on, okay, no more short backup quarterbacks for Kyler Murray jokes. We're not doing those anymore. Sorry, Randy. I probably should have pre-read that.
It's okay.
Good Cat says, I really wish that old Bruce Jacobs had Twitter or some other social media so we could talk to him about his savior, Mike White, throwing 4 interceptions yesterday. Well, I happen to have his phone number. I'm not giving it to you guys, but I did take advantage of it this weekend. I did, because when the Colts played the Jets, he was heckling me about, Mike White's the second coming. And the next thing, when Mike White got injured, he's like, that's weak. You had to hurt Mike White to win this game. I'm like, no, we didn't. And now yesterday, just unsolicited, after the Jets got destroyed, I was like, so I sent him this text. Chin up, little buckaroo. No matter what happens, Mike White is still in the Hall of Fame.
Wow.
It took him 8 hours to respond.
I would never have responded, but he's a bigger man than me in that regard.
All he said was beats Carson Wentz. He calls him Carson Wentz. So it took him 8 hours, probably a few shots of whiskey, and that's what you get. So don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. I take full advantage of the fact I've got his phone number. And one of the reasons it may take 8 hours for him to respond is he's got that little flip phone where you got to hit those buttons like maybe 2 or 3 times to get the letters to pop up. I don't know. I feel bad because on the countertop with all of our player bobblehead things, I am only in front of his team. I'm not in front of anybody else's team.
Well, to be fair, if I had one, then you'd be in front of mine too.
We've got to get you one. We looked, we couldn't find one because they're not licensing anything like that yet till I guess they decide what the name of the damn team's going to be.
Gonna have to wait till February.
I even thought we'd go back and find some old ones and just put a marker over the racist name, but I couldn't find nothing. Random Texter says, you get a guy that has everything Randy says you need in a backup quarterback. Don't you have a starting quarterback and a damn good one? Well, yeah. Yeah, Kyler Murray's very good. Thunder Snow says, I believe they got Colt McCoy because Kyler Murray looked up to him when he was growing up. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Texas thing. No, Randy. That was about Texas.
Yeah.
Boogie says Lions can drop Goff so the Cards can pick him up to use him as a backup.
I almost whistled that one.
No, I think he's serious. I don't think that's a joke.
That was a breather.
Yeah, I don't want him. Thanks.
Senior Wake and Bake says Randy thought that they were going to have to put an APB for the Cards defense because there was no sign of them anywhere yesterday.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
There were a bunch of guys trying to make tackles, though. Not succeeding, but they were there trying.
You're exactly right. No excuses. Got our asses kicked yesterday. Yep.
By the way, bad officiating continued this weekend. Did anybody see what happened to the Saints? They were robbed of an interception. They got robbed, and that it cost them the game. Just roughing the passer. How was that? Can you tell me? Is there anything? Because it didn't. Nothing happened.
I didn't see the play. Keon, did you see what he's talking about?
I did, and I agree. I wouldn't have called it. I suppose you could make a case for it being roughing the passer, but I don't see how you call it. Boy, you'd have to try real hard. But it's not the first roughing the passer call like that I've seen this year, where it barely is, if it is at all, and they've called it. So I don't understand anymore what roughing the passer is.
Wasn't even bumping and just brushing by in the subway kind of thing. You did not even hey. It's just like that was it.
Yeah,
you could hear that noise.
I always thought roughing the passer was you hit the guy way too late, or in our more player protective rules, you hit him too high in the head, or you hit him below the knees in the ankle area where you can injure somebody. Wasn't that? I don't know. I don't know how they called it.
Were robbed.
They were.
Simple as that. Saints were robbed. That ain't right. Thunder Snow says, Randy, it was not a short joke. He followed Colt McCoy in college, is what I meant.
He did, yes, and he did, respect Colt McCoy. But what I got you on was he looked up the Colt. I know what you're doing out there. I know what you're up to.
Thunder Snow's a Hall of Fame texter.
I know.
I'm just saying.
He is. I know, but I'm wiser.
Maybe afford him the benefit of the doubt.
Rock right here. I'm wiser than the average rock.
All right. But speaking of rock, that movie Red Notice is horrible. Don't watch it. All right. One more half hour before Monday Night Football. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
AZ Preps 365 is your headquarters for all things high school sports in Arizona. Brett Quintine, James Mello, and Jose Garcia keep you up to speed with all the action, highlights, interviews, and insider information for the prep sports scene. You need to tune in to AZ Preps 365 every Saturday morning from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on your new home for sports, 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic. And always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. I'm a speed bump. Did you hear what I said? I'm a speed bump. If you have cut rate car insurance, the cost to reattach your muffler could really be a bump in the road. So switch to Allstate, save money, and be better protected from mayhem like me.
Based on coverage and limits selected, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Allstate Bar and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Contractors, listen up. This is Bruce Jacobs. Are you missing out on jobs due to lack of bonding? When your current bonding holds you back, call Arizona's #1 bond managers at Constructors Bonding. They have the market relationships and expertise to take you where you want to go, serving all types of contractors of any size and license in all states. When you need better bonding, call Dave McKee at Constructors Bonding, 602-432-5929, or visit cbialliance.com.
I represent low-cost airlines, and we know a lot of you are not traveling right now, and we understand. However, if you do need to travel between now and the end of the year, now is a great time to lock in some of the lowest prices we've seen in a lifetime. Hey, in normal times, we can save you up to 75%, but now airlines are practically giving away seats. We have inside deals on over 500 airlines. Here are a few sample round-trip deals we found. Seattle to Vegas, $35. Chicago to Atlanta, $85. Los Angeles to Atlanta, $100. Of course, there are some limitations, but the airlines want your business right now. And cancellation and change fees are flexible. So fly somewhere this year, book now, save a ton, call right now.
802-341-4535. 802-341-4535. 802-341-4535. That's 802-341-4535.
In the Army National Guard, family means everything.
Our parents, they were really supportive that all 5 of us would join. I got my education because of the Guard. I got to travel a little bit and experience a whole different culture. It helped me get my job, helped me pay for my house.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard instills pride that you and your family will share. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service. Sponsored by the Arizona Army National Guard. Aired by the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside my heterosexual life partner, Randy White. Got Keon Rose pushing the buttons, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Now, before we move on to the next thing, we're going to talk NFL a little bit later. I know we only have a half hour, but there's a few things we need to talk about
with the Suns, with ASU and stuff like that. And then we'll see what other games we can fit in to talk about. But before we do, we have to mark the passing of racing icon Bob Bondurant.
Oh, wow.
He passed away at the age of 88 this weekend.
Now, you have some personal history with Bob, right?
Yeah, I got to spend some time with him about 8 years ago, and it was I don't know how I got so lucky, but I got to actually have personal time with him, and we had lunch, we chatted, and we talked all about his Ford, and he came out there and played around a little bit with the cars. This is when they had the Camaros, and just he was a sweet guy, nicest guy. Yeah. And he'd tell you stories if you asked, but past that, he was just a normal guy. And in fact, we were sitting there having lunch, and he's very generous with his time, very gracious person. And I learned so much about what happened in the 60s from him. And if you don't know, he won the 24 Hours of Le Mans back in '64 for Shelby American, along with Dan Gurney. But the stories that he would tell, I just was fascinated. I could have taken a week of his time, kidnapped him, strapped him to a chair, and made him tell me all his stories, and still wouldn't be enough. Fascinating guy. And of course, as we're sitting there having lunch, the only thing he could think of, he's like, "Oh, I've got to make sure and I take some food back from my wife. She's not feeling well." And he was just, here's this kind of guy he was. He cared about her. He cared about being a gracious host. And I'll never forget it. I was thrilled to get the chance to meet him and spend time with him. And it was just, I couldn't believe it's already been 8 years. And even at the time, he was 80 years old, and he was driving around, racing laps around all of us. Just a hell of a guy. And I'll never forget it. I just that's one of those things in life where you just get lucky and you get that moment, And I posted up some photographs. I was lucky to get those. I'm still in the mindset of be in the moment. Don't always be worried about pictures, but thank God somebody else there was, taking pictures, because it would have never occurred to me. I just loved having that personal time and opportunity to spend time with a legend in motor racing.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah.
So the Bondurant Racing School is no more. It's changed. Somebody bought it and it's changed names. And I can't remember what it's called. Something new. Some British guy bought it. But boy, I'm so glad I got a chance to be a part of it. Even Julie Giese from Phoenix Raceway, she says Bob Bondurant has had a worldwide impact on motorsports, and his legacy will live on eternally as his school moves on in the future. I hope they keep the name. I know they had changed the name to something else, but the concept of it is something he came up with after he got injured, and he had taught James Garner how to drive, basically like a race car driver for Grand Prix, I believe the movie was. And he's like, I could make a school for this. And he made a school for it in California, got shook up literally by an earthquake. And he's like, okay, I'm going to Phoenix. Screw this. And he just took everything and moved it here and continued doing what he did. He taught all sorts of actors how to drive. Christian Bale, because that movie Ford versus Ferrari, he taught so many different actors. I can't even remember it off the top of my head, but what a great legacy, what a great guy, and just really appreciate that I got a chance to even meet him. So anyway, so rest in peace, Bob Bondurant, Valley legend. He will be missed. Good Cat says, hey guys, can my son Owen get a happy 6th birthday from his favorite radio hosts?
Hey, happy birthday, Owen.
Happy birthday, Owen.
I don't know if we can get
birthday.
Can we get Bickley and Murata? I don't know if we can. Oh, you mean us? Happy birthday, Owen. I always wonder if an Owen 10 joke was coming for the Lions next, but okay. Happy birthday, Owen. Happy 6th birthday and stuff. What'd you get for your birthday, Owen? Do we just wait for the text, or?
I mean, I think that'd be a polite thing to do.
Kill time by moving on.
Huh? What?
Kill some time by moving on.
Oh. I wonder if that's what he got for his birthday. Because if that's what he got for his birthday,
Killing
that kid
time?
got ripped off. Hard. Boogie says, I want this to be on the record. Since Randy made the Lions bet, I have not made one single quarterback short joke.
Boogie, thank you. Thank you, Boogie. But
Boogie
it's
is-
over now.
Boogie is a gentleman.
It is over now, Boogie. There's no way they could have a winning season now. The Detroit Lions are doomed to have a losing season. And I'm sad. I'm sad.
Timeout. I think,
What do you mean,
well,
timeout?
if we, well,
What do you
okay.
mean timeout. There's no way they
It's-
could have a winning season.
They
here
could have a
from
break
here on
even.
out.
They could have a break even.
But it's a 10th week.
Yeah. But here's the thing. If they get 9 wins and they
Yeah.
get 9 losses and a
Yeah.
tie, technically that's not a losing season.
Wait a minute.
You
There's
still
still
have
hope.
a chance.
You're still
There's
alive,
still
Randy.
hope.
Mhm.
There's
You-
still hope, Boogie. We're
Now-
going to keep believing. We're
Yeah.
going to keep believing, Boogie. And the
Win out
Detroit
the rest of the
Silver and
season.
Blue. Yes.
Win out the rest of the season, bite some kneecaps, get it
We
done.
can do it. We
Yeah,
can
by the
do
way,
it, Boogie.
I've not seen anybody get their kneecaps bitten yet. So maybe that's what's lacking here.
I think that was just a figure of speech.
I've never heard it before.
They promise me with a good time and don't show up. Good Cat says his son Owen will get tons of Star Wars Legos. That's what he got for his birthday. Tons of Star Wars Legos.
Nice.
Also, though, then he should know this. That Owen is also the name of the uncle who took care of Luke Skywalker, when he was growing up.
Owen?
Yeah, Uncle Owen. Seriously, it was
I didn't
Uncle
know
Owen
that.
in Star. Don't
Was
tell
this
him what
child-
happens at the end, though.
Was this child actually named after a Star Wars character, or was this just like happenstance?
Well, if he was thinking about it, he might not have chosen the name of somebody who gets to be a crispy critter at the end of A New Hope. But I'm just saying. Boogie says, "Are you saying we have a chance, Randy?"
Yeah, I'm saying it, Bug. I'm saying it, Boogie.
Hefty Lefty says, "Who's getting ripped hard?" No, nobody. Hefty, that was a figure of speech. Figure of speech. The Jet says, "I'm not sure I'd let a 6-year-old listen to the content of the show, the Daily Blender here." Yeah, I often wondered about that myself, but I can't tell somebody how to parent their kid. He says, "Not named after a Star Wars character. I'm just a really big Owen Wilson fan." That's not what he said. he only said the first half of that. I added the other part. 888-368-1580. All right, before we get back to the NFL, the Suns have won their 8th straight, and of course, you expect them to beat the Rockets. You got to be happy that they are beating the teams they should now, and
Yeah.
they've only lost 3 games so far. I mean,
Heard
it
somebody
felt
on
like the end. Felt like the end of the world when they were losing a game here and there, but now it seems like it's getting there. Sorry,
I heard
Randy. What?
somebody on national television today say the Suns got lucky to go to the finals last year. I hope the Suns continue on in this streak, beating the teams they should, and winning some games against championship contenders, and get back to the playoffs and return to the damn finals and even win. So this person I heard on national television saying the Suns got lucky can just eat his damn words.
What's his name?
I'm not going to share that information.
Well, no, because we could send him hate mail.
I'm not going to share that information. I don't want any hate mail going his way. I want him to think that he is so damn right until the Suns win the damn championship. And then I want to hear him come out on national television and say, I was wrong.
Well, he's a damn fool, Randy.
He is a fool.
The damn fool.
Yep.
Oh no. Yeah, math just kicked us in the ass on the
No.
Lions thing. Beer Bob says, guys, I know you're bad at math. 9 wins, 9 losses, and a tie. That's 19 games. Come on, Jeffrey. It's hard to do that with a 17-game season.
You know
Hold
what?
on
Just because we were getting ahead of the NFL.
Hold on. 9 games.
Yeah.
1 loss.
It's week
and
10
their
already.
inevitable elimination of the preseason.
How many games?
I
are
believe
there?
they're already eliminated from the
How-
postseason.
How many games are there? 17?
17.
Oh, so there's only 6 more games left?
Yeah.
What?
I mean, they can still go 8-8-1 though. I mean, that's
Well, they can't because they lost 9 games, didn't they? Oh, is there a
No,
bye week in
it's-
there somewhere?
They got a tie, so they
got a
lost
tie.
9 games. They were 0-9, and they lost the 10th week
No, they're
10.
0-8.
They were
and
0-8.
lost it.
0-8.
yeah.
Oh,
So right now
So in a
they're
17-game season, they can
Yeah,
still
8.
win 8.
9. So there's 7
Wait a
more
minute.
games left for them.
There's
Right?
7.
7 more games to play.
8 and 7 is 16.
You know
isn't
that?
it?
Yeah, they
No, that's
have
15.
16. Oh,
They
you're
have
right.
the
There's
bye
8
already?
more games left.
17.
Wait, there's 8 more games left.
Yeah.
All right, so
Week 9.
all right, fine, Beer Bob. I meant to say 8, 8, and 1. Okay, jeez.
Yeah. Yeah.
Math has never been our strong suit, and we told you that.
Do you think that if we were good at math,
Mm-hmm.
we'd be in radio?
Yeah, yeah. The Jet says, here's some really good math. 10 out of every 5 Biden voters regret their vote. I can see that. Good Cat says, in case this was missed, Randy, our Cardinals need Gardner damn Minshew to come in here because he'll fit that system perfectly as a backup quarterback.
You are absolutely right. Listen, if we had, instead of Colt McCoy, which is a great quarterback name, by the way, if we had Gardner damn Minshew, we'd be talking about 2 wins in a row. It's just write it down. You just handle it. Yeah.
Bruno Baller says, it frightens me that the host of the Blender struggles to add 17. Yeah, but there was bye weeks that had to be considered.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's weird that we're coming after Jeffrey. Like, there are 2 other co-hosts on the show, and we didn't correct 17 either.
So
got to carry some responsibility here. That's all I'm saying.
Bruno Baller says, Randy, you don't have to give the guy's name, but his initials were Stephen A. Smith, right?
No. No. Some guy that used to play basketball that thinks he's now an NBA analyst for a national network said that the Suns got lucky making it to the finals.
Boy, that could be any.
That's all I'm going to say. Some former basketball player who made $1 bazillion, but forgot his education. That's all I'm going to say.
Thunder Snow says, I thought that we were exempt from math here on the Blender. Well, yeah, we've always said we were told there'd be no math, and we don't do math. So let's see. Senior Wake and Bake says, Cards' new nickname, No Kneecap Defense. I don't get it.
Cards' new nickname? What does it have to do with the Cards?
Well,
That'd be the Lions.
I don't know. Let's go back to basketball. So anyway, Suns, it seemed like everything is going pretty good, I guess. I mean, they're beating who they should. DeAndre Ayton's still out. He missed 5 games. It is lower right leg contusion. Any word on when he might be back, Keon? Because sure like to see him get their non-money's worth.
Soon as he signs that extension, he'll be back.
I don't think that's it. Because once we started seeing, Frank Kaminsky play well, they got a double-double out of JaVale McGee. You'd rush to get back if you were DeAndre Ayton to prove your worth. Yeah, well, this is what the team looks like with me. So I don't think DeAndre Ayton is milking this injury for any contract thing. I think, you've got the leg contusion. It's probably more serious than they thought at first, and they're winning basketball games right now. Sort of. Like when Colt McCoy won that first game, you go, okay, maybe you can keep Kyler out a little bit. You win some games without DeAndre Ayton. Let him come back 100% if it's possible for you to win games without him.
Randy, was it Jalen Rose? Says Blissful Hayes.
I'm not going to say anything right now. I'm just going to hold that.
Was it Rick Perkins from the Celtics, Randy?
I'm
Says
not
Boomer
going to
Sooner.
Not saying anything. You guys can guess if you want to. You can look it up if you want to.
Why are you
It's
being so
widely known
cagey?
there was some person of knowledge on one of these national television shows that said,
"Damn fool."
I
Suns were lucky.
Just found a story here that's saying that DeAndre Ayton could make his return tonight.
Oh boy, there you go.
Yeah, Zian Spries just texted that in right after you said it. DA is back tonight. By the way, Russell Westbrook is getting a lot of heat right now from sports writers who we don't like anyway. But I guess at the post game, he's sitting there on his phone answering questions, but just more focused on playing with his phone.
Yeah.
And this Ryan Ward guy, who's a sports writer in LA, he was like, oh, that was rude. He says, call me crazy, but I think it's a bit disrespectful to look at your phone during an entire post-game interview, especially after you get blown out. Just me, I guess. Manners. What a concept. So now people took him to task for that and said, hey, it can't be fun to have a performance review every day. And Ryan Ward says, nor is it fun to wait for players to transcribe what they say and then write stories until 2 a.m. Respect goes both ways. And then somebody else says, you chose to be a sports writer. And he says, just like they chose to be an athlete making $40 million a year, does that mean we don't get treated with the same respect? Well, here's the thing. It's not about the money. It's about the fact that this guy has to go in, sit there, let you guys ask the same old tired questions over and over and over again, especially at a time where he maybe is not in the mood to answer them after a loss. So he's already in an emotional situation. And you're going to sit there and pepper him with some annoying questions and you're arrogant little sports writers and you think you're clever and you think you're going to turn something around, or you're asking the dumbass questions and no, I'm sorry. I side with the athletes on this one. Nobody needs to ever treat somebody with disrespect, but in a situation like that, I wouldn't I'd feel lucky he showed up at all. I don't feel like athletes should have to talk to the press if they don't want to, or if they are like, no, that sucked. I don't want to answer questions. That was a bad loss. I just want to go back and shower and go home. This is just, I don't blame them for feeling that way. And I think, Ryan Ward, you may be making what you do a little more important than it actually is. We can live without comments from Russell Westbrook at the end of the game. I don't think that we need to hear him say what we would expect, even though Anthony Davis does. He just does in there, does his job and answers the questions, and he goes on with his life. But there's certain points where you're just like, enough. This is enough. And I don't blame Russell Westbrook for that. So I don't know. I'm sure there's some sports writers who are pissed off that I'm saying that. But there's just a point where it's like, enough is enough, guys.
And also,
I'm sorry, Keon, where's the firefall of Tom Brady only taking 2 minutes with media after they lost this past weekend? Where is the firefall on that?
Yeah, good point.
Go ahead, Keon.
Yeah, wouldn't be the first time that's happened in any sport, really. But also, don't you learn in journalism school not to become the story? Is that not part of one of the first things they teach you? Because that was one of the first things they taught me was don't be the story. Keep yourself out of it. Just tell what happened. Even if you're annoyed with Russell Westbrook. And you know what? You're not making it more likely that he's going to want to talk to you in the future by putting him on blast that way. Part of being a journalist, a job you chose to do, again, is relationships.
Good luck getting any Laker to answer your questions from here out. Good luck. Because these guys remember stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, there's a reporter in Oklahoma City. I don't remember his name. He had a thing with Russell Westbrook, too, where Russell Westbrook thought that there was some false reporting about his family and just refused to answer questions from the guy. Like the guy would ask him a question and he would turn to somebody else and say, do you have anything to ask? I'm just not answering any questions from you. So good luck trying to get quotes from Russell Westbrook from now on.
Yep.
Next question.
And I don't blame him. Don't blame him at all. All right, we got to take a break. We come back. We will fit as much a blender as we can into a short amount of time before Monday Night Football. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Rich Eisen here from Monday Night Football on Westwood One. A preview of an NFC West matchup. The Rams travel north to face the 49ers. San Francisco has a top 5 defense and saw the return of George Kittle on offense last week, but they came up short against the Cardinals. Kittle says it was not the return from injury he was hoping for.
At the end of the day, playing football, it's your dream job. And if you're not inspired to come back next week and work twice as hard and fix the little stuff, you're in the wrong profession. So, I hope our guys are inspired to play because I don't want to lose every single game. That's not fun.
Matthew Stafford and the Los Angeles Rams dropped to 7-2 with last week's loss to the Titans, despite fielding one of the top offenses in the league. Kevin Harlan and Hall of Famer Kurt Warner will have the call of the Rams at the Niners on Monday Night Football.
Remember to listen to Westwood One's exclusive coverage of the NFL all season long, right here on 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Changing your oil. We've got what you need. Regular changes are the best way to keep your engine running smooth. We'll help you find the right oil for your make and model and everything to help you finish the job right, like drain pans, filters, and funnels. And we've got more ways to get it all fast, like our next day delivery and our free same-day pickup, in-store or curbside. Getting the job done just got easier. Restrictions and details at AutoZone.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
This is Aaron Warby, host of the Bulls and the Bears Radio Hour. In the show, we try to teach the tools, rules, and strategies that traders and investors need to do better with their wealth and portfolio income. But most of the time, an hour is just not long enough. At Online Trading Academy, we believe that the average person should be given the tools, rules, and strategies that Wall Street's elites have been using for years to outperform others. Are you one of the millions that have recently established a trading account? Or have you always wanted to trade or take a more active role in guarding and growing your own wealth, but have not had the know-how or confidence? We want to invite you out to a complimentary 3-hour power trading and investing workshop, where you'll learn what it is that the professionals use to limit their risks and maximize their possible gains in both trading and investing. To register, call 8448-TRADER. That's 844-887-2337, or text the word stocks to 25029. Again, that's stocks to 25029. Reserve your seat now.
Bruce Jacobs here to tell you there is no doubt that Harman Solar can save you up to 85% on your monthly electric bill. That's a fact. But did you know it's possible to get solar for $0 down? You can lease, finance, or even purchase outright. They have plans that fit everybody. Harman Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harman Solar at 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go online to harmansolar.com.
Your favorite radio station.
And now you're up to date on the news. Stand by for weather and traffic right after this.
It wakes you up, starts your day, and keeps you informed as well as entertained.
You guys are absolutely the best.
How do you like to work here?
At The Fanatic, we're looking for commissioned sales reps to knock on doors, set up appointments, and extol the benefits of advertising with your favorite radio station. Send your resume to jobs at 1580thefanatic.com.
This is Aaron Warby, host of the Bulls and the Bears Radio Hour. In the show, we try to teach the tools, rules, and strategies that traders and investors need to do better with their wealth and portfolio income. But most of the time, an hour is just not long enough. At Online Trading Academy, we believe that the average person should be given the tools, rules, and strategies that Wall Street's elites have been using for years to outperform others. Are you one of the millions that have recently established a trading account? Or have you always wanted to trade or take a more active role in guarding and growing your own wealth, but have not had the know-how or confidence? We want to invite you out to a complimentary 3-hour power trading and investing workshop, where you'll learn what it is that the professionals use to limit their risks and maximize their possible gains in both trading and investing. To register, call 8448-TRADER. That's 844-887-2337, or text the word stocks to 25029. Again, that's stocks to 25029. Reserve your seat now.
College game on. Get ready for the fight songs. Get ready for the traditions. Get ready for the rivalries. It's college football.
He's gone. There he goes. Through the line. He'll take it to the house 90 yards.
And we've got the games you want to hear.
Wide open, and the tight end will walk to the end zone.
College football lives on 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and we've got your college football on Saturday. Notre Dame has Georgia Tech visiting, and that'll happen at noon here on 1580 The Fanatic. FedFan says, hey guys, sorry I missed part of your show. Somebody tried to fraudulently use one of my credit cards, so that was fun canceling that card. Oh no, FedFan is so sorry to hear that, but hopefully you got ahead of that in time. That sucks. King of Kittens says, hey, Keon, Suns or Wolves, Lakers or Bulls, and will North Florida beat ASU tonight on a last-second three-quarter shot?
Suns, Bulls. Yep. ASU is going to beat North Florida the same way North Florida got handled by GCU.
Bam. There you go, Kittens. And by the way, congratulations, ASU, for narrowly avoiding embarrassment at the hands of the Washington Huskies this weekend. So go ASU, that won the game as they should. And of course, the Chalupas from the old Pueblo lost at home 38-29 to the Utes. So all is as it should be in the world. And if you look at the sheet here, my page, that's a whole lot of L's. That is just a sea of L's and one W, as it should be. So, and I also see on their schedule next week, Arizona has WSU. And then after that, ASU. Can't wait. 888-368-1580. Oh, yeah. And another sea of L's is on this sheet with Coyotes. They got beat again. So nothing but L's.
Yeah.
Lots of L's. What the L, man? Let's see. Hefty Lefty. I don't understand what that means. Blissful Hayes says, I don't believe athletes should be forced to do interviews. As a reporter, I wouldn't want to interview a player that doesn't want to be there. I wonder how many players actually do want to be there.
Exactly zero.
When you win, I don't think they mind.
Yeah.
When you lose, they absolutely do not want to be there.
Some guys wouldn't mind getting some FaceTime. So even if they lose, they don't mind doing it. It's just sometimes some of these bigger stars nursing some bigger egos in a losing situation. That's just harder to take, especially when you know in your mind, ooh, that might be my fault. Westbrook has not been any sort of a solution for the Los Angeles Lakers.
No, he hasn't. And it's, part of it is they've just been so injured. He was supposed to give you some games and give you some energy, when you got dinged up. But I didn't think, and I don't think they thought it was going to be this early in the season. And I don't know why they're surprised by this. They're 1,000 years old.
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, Chief Skulls Burner says Lakers don't need to answer questions. All you got to do is turn down the hearing aids in the old folks home there, and everything is good.
Yeah.
Can't answer it. You can't hear it. All right, let's get this out of the way before we forget. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time now for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1965, Craig Breedlove surpassed 600 miles an hour in a new world land speed record at the Bonneville Salt Flats in Utah. 28-year-old Californian drove his jet-powered four-wheeled Spirit of America at an average speed of 600.601 miles an hour. Holy crap, that was fast. Back to me, Jeffrey.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, and of course, that was broken in 77 by Andy Green from England, and he had a speed of 766 miles an hour. That is still
that's
current
moving
record.
out there. That's moving.
Once you've done that, do you need to do any more? You know what I mean?
No.
Yeah, people die doing that stuff all the time. So,
yeah.
All right. Well, Raven Kid, haven't heard from you in a while, says Marshawn Lynch had the best counter for the media. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
That's true.
Yeah, but then you take a bunch of heat for that too. So I don't know. I mean, you have to just sit there, answer some questions, and just try to be more Anthony Davis, less Russell Westbrook. But still, that sports writer's a doink. They didn't need to do that. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for us. We'll be back in your radios again tomorrow at 3 p.m. Keep it right here. The Westwood One broadcast begins in moments. It's Rams at 49ers. See you tomorrow. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.